Hey everybody, it's Golden Sai and welcome to Friday's Open Panel. Have with me here Mud Rabbit. Hey Mud Rabbit, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you, thank you. I'd like to say hi to everybody in the chat. David was first here. David, love that you were there. Hope you're coming back and be on the panel tonight. The real Watt, how you doing, hon? Thanks for coming in, Kat. Anybody that I missed? I think I got you all right now.
Ricky's in too.
Oh, is that Ricky? Hey, Ricky. Yay. You guys, if you want to come up on panel, feel free. Click the link. It's pinned at the top of the chat. It's an open panel, so come on in, come on in,
Come
come
on up.
on in. Um, so we were talking backstage, and I had a noticing today. So I went into, I guess you'd call my greenhouse room, but we're not telling the husband that we call it that. It's his man cave. um,
A temporary
yeah,
greenhouse.
and my temporary greenhouse room. And the plants are tall as hell. They've only been in the pots for 5 weeks, and they are about 2 to 3 foot tall. And they usually don't grow that fast. I can this is the quickest I've seen them grow, and they're ready to go in the ground. And I've actually planted them late this year. So, like, what the hell is that about? They definitely shouldn't be, but they're ready to go outside. And then you said, Mud Rabbit, that yours was growing fast too.
Yeah, I planted during the new moon in March, which has been about a month now, just barely a month. And my squash bushes are already full grown and bearing fruit. My broccoli's already almost ready to harvest. And we're talking about 4 to 5 weeks. Went from seed in the ground to a full grown plant.
Wow. I
I wish
know
I thought to take pictures because it is a huge, especially the yellow squash bush is really huge.
I don't know if Ricky gardens, but I know Watt does. Watt, have you seen has your plants been going a little crazy,
Growing fast.
growing very fast? And here's the thing, they're not leggy, there's nothing wrong with them. They're healthy. They're just growing really quickly. And I usually start mine in February to plant them out in April, but I got a late start because I wasn't feeling good, and February wasn't a good month for me. So, yeah, I started them late and they are ready to go in, but I don't know about the weather isn't ready for them to go in. Not
Well, with
sure
all
about.
the rain we've been getting, mine have been really happy with that, but still they've grown awfully fast.
So I also have you Mandela effecty type thing. I don't know if they're Mandela effects, but um, one was brought to me by a Creek Squad, and I haven't looked into these guys, so I can't say if they're Mandela effects or not. But at the end of the movie, the hell movie is that? Hold on, let me think. Sandlot, the first one, and Babe Ruth steps out of the closet. Was there a logo on his jersey, or wasn't there a logo on his jersey originally? So I think there was a logo. I think it was Dodgers or whatever, but um, yeah, there's no logo on his jersey anymore in that movie. So I have to confirm it before I put it out as an official Mandela effect, but that may be something if you guys can help me with and let me know what you think, what you remember, be greatly appreciated. Also, the watched Armageddon the other night, and I'm a love hate with that movie. I love it, but I don't like it. It makes me cry. I'm a softie at the end. But Steve Buscemi, in the version that I remember, rode the nuclear warhead like he was a cowboy. So if any of you guys remember that scene where they're on the asteroid and he jumps on the nuke and he starts riding it like a horse, but it wasn't in the movie when I watched it the other night. And I was like, where did that shit go? So I again have to check those out. But
And that's kind of copied from when Slim Pickens did it in, oh God, what was the name of that? How I Learned to Love the Bomb, which was an old 1960s movie with Peter Sellers.
okay.
Let me get the right
Never
name of that movie. It's a long ass name. And
But it was
whole name is just, oh, Dr. Strangelove.
okay.
And in Dr. Strangelove, Slim Pickens did that. Rode the bomb.
Yeah, that's what Steve Buscemi was doing. He was riding the
Yeah.
nuclear warhead on the asteroid, and Bruce Willis is like, "Hey, stop doing that." You know what I mean? I remember that scene because it was funny and it is part of that character to be that way. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, but it wasn't in the movie when I watched it. So I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys remember.
If anybody wants to see a good, weird, how movies were strange in the 60s, Dr. Strangelove is a good one.
Yeah, I didn't watch it on stream. I watched it on, I guess you could say, cable.
Oh, I saw it back in the 70s.
And Ricky was asking if I watched it stream, it could have just been cut out. I know that's why I want to. Well, number one, that's why I want to check. I want to check with you guys, see what you guys remember, and then I'll actually look it up to see if I can find a version of the movie that it's in there and stuff like that.
I have a question for Siri Syndicate. He says, why you let this dark on your show? It's not my show.
You know what, series? That's all I got to say is Kit Kat. It had the dash, dude. It had the dash. It definitely had dash. And you're the bigger dork. I love series. He's great. Um, so yeah, those are my two Mandela effects that are kind of weird. There has been strange shit going on, and I've seen it, and other people have seen it too.
Mhm.
But it's a part of the course. I think I'm fully used to it, and most of us that are telling me that they see it are also used to it. So if you see anything and you're not used to it and you want to talk about it, feel free. You can come up, write it in chat, whatever you want to do. But I also have a video to show, and it's Did Reality Change in 1988? So I do want to show that as well. And then I have one on the parallel universe thing again, and hopefully it plays this time. So, what you been up to, Mud?
Oh, not a lot with the rain, just mostly working on what I can around the house, going through boxes, getting my trunk loaded with stuff to give to the church, which has been hard with all the rain. Um, just mostly paying attention to the garden and running out between storms to do some weeding because every time it rains here, the weeds pop up like magic. So
Yeah,
that's been my thing.
we have our lawnmower in the shop right now. So we're getting weeds, grass, everything else, but we just reseeded and aerated and everything. So let's pray that that lawnmower gets fixed by next week, or
Yeah, right.
Buttercup's going to be over his head in grass.
Man, it rains here and you have to mow. We've got a big yard and my husband came down this past Saturday, and first thing he did was mow the lawn. And we have a John Deere riding mower. So he did, he got out there and mowed it, and he went home today, but before he went home, he got on the lawnmower and mowed again because that's how fast the grass has been growing.
Wow.
Yeah, and That's 6 days apart.
Yeah, because he mowed the lawn before we put it in the shop. It's been in the shop for a week. So, and another
Yeah.
week, Buttercup's going to be going through the jungle.
Yeah, for
Poor
us,
baby.
with rains like that, it should be every 2 weeks, but it was 6 days apart. I was really surprised. Even the weeds are growing fast.
So, Ricky, yeah, courtesy of series, I saw that video too, where we're talking about Mandela effects and how they were the original, what it's supposed to be, what we remember it as, were mentioned in The Nanny. You remember the TV show The Nanny? Fran Drescher. Do you remember that, Mud?
Hmm.
Well, in that TV show, she had she mentioned Ed McMahon with Publishers Clearinghouse,
I saw that video. Yes.
pens with the S, everything else. So it was kind of cool. We like to see stuff like that,
Yeah,
Ricky,
I
because
saw that
it
video.
actually makes us think we're really not crazy when we see this stuff. And Kit
So
Kat
who
had a dad.
cares? Who cares if people think we're crazy?
I know, I know. It's just
Who
nice.
gives a flying fig?
I know, I know. That's what
I
I'm
am so
not
beyond that.
so much that what I'm saying is, it's nice to have affirming,
Hmm.
affirm
Validation.
validation. Yes, and be like, here, look at this. Damn it, look at this.
We told you so.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I told you so. I could do the I told you so's on a lot of shit,
It's
but I
hard
don't
to
really want
not
to do that. I
do it.
told you
It's
so's.
hard to
I
not
just do
want
the whole.
to.
I do the whole. Yeah. Okay. That's my term. Okay. And then in my head, I might be saying, I told you so.
Yeah.
Or, now you see it. Now you see it. Huh? Okay. I tried to tell multiple people years and years ago about the Mandela effect and things that are happening, things that are going on, and
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
warn them, but they didn't want to listen.
Same
And
thing with all of my little conspiracy brain. It's they'll say something and I'll say, yeah, like I said, and walk away.
Ricky said he don't care for sure. They think he's crazy.
Yeah, right. I don't care.
Ricky, if you want to come up, you're more than welcome to.
Come on up, Ricky.
And Watt, same thing for you too. So let me pop this video up, see if it comes up. You know me with electronics and crap like that and all kinds of shit. It either works or it doesn't. And that's
Yeah,
the truth.
right. Hi, Crunchy Bees.
Hey, Crunchy Bee.
Hi, Studio.
Michael Fontaine. How you doing, Grandpa? Let's see. Oh, it actually showed up this time.
Ricky's at
Oh,
Domino's. What toppings do you want
um,
before he
pepperoni.
leaves?
Pepperoni. Pepperoni.
Mushrooms and green peppers.
Mushrooms I can pass on. Green peppers we can do. What are you
They're good.
getting?
They're good on a pizza.
What are you getting at Domino? I'm not a big Domino's fan. I'm really
Hey,
not. What do
pizza's
you?
pizza. Beggars can't be choosy.
Yeah, there you go, Ricky. Mud Rabbit said it for you. Shut up. You get what you get.
Just make sure it's at large. I think they give you the bread on the side with that one.
Oh, the $6.99 deal. Yeah, I guess it is hard to beat. There is a frozen pizza though. I mean, it's $8.99, but there is a frozen pizza that's really good.
I used to
It's
get the Boblies, the crust, and make my own pizzas.
Yeah, I do too. But when you're
Those are
running
fun.
around, I did a lot today, so I'm
Yeah.
trying. when you're doing a lot and everything like that,
Yeah, you
it's just,
just want to throw it in the oven and hope it doesn't burn.
if it burns, it's okay. If it burns a little, it's okay. If it burns a lot,
Yeah,
but if it just burns a little bit, crunchy, you call that extra crispy, don't you?
extra crispy, right?
Extra crispy. Extra, extra crispy. So let's see. All right. I'm still this video here. And it's bad when you look at the screen and it all looks like little ants running across it when you
Oh,
try to
I
read.
know.
And no, I'm not old. So, Kirst, if you're watching, I'm not old.
It's like that if you've ever been in the penthouse of a tall, tall building.
Really?
Holy moly, you look down, they look like matchbox cars.
All right. Let's get this going. And this is Did Reality Change in 1988?
Look around and just feel like something's off, like the world got swapped out for a slightly weirder version of itself, but no one told you. Like things used to feel realer, but now it's all memes, noise, and headlines that sound like satire. Now, let me ask you this. Do you remember what life felt like before 1988? Because some people do. And they'll tell you it was different, like really different. And here's where it gets weird. That year, governments changed. Reality-based psychology changed. We're not talking about nostalgia. We're talking about a hard reset, a patch update on the operating system of reality. And the more you look at the events of that year, the more it feels like someone pulled the plug and loaded a new version of the world. So what really happened in 1988? And more importantly, why do so few people remember it the same way? Hey guys, real quick before we go any deeper, if you want this channel to survive, to actually survive, please hit that subscribe button. We have no sponsors, no networks. It's just me and you digging into stuff no one else wants to touch. If you want to keep chasing truth down rabbit holes the algorithm doesn't like or won't help us push, that button's how we keep going. All right, let's get into it. 19 1988 came and went like any other year until you start actually looking at it. Because buried in the noise of pop culture and politics was something no one saw coming, something that still doesn't make sense. In a single 12-month span, the Soviet Union began to quietly collapse. No nuclear war, no coup, just crumble. NASA suddenly shut down key deep space programs, citing budget cuts, but never explaining the missing data. The largest spike in missing 411 disappearances up to that point began. MK Ultra research went cold, and psychiatric diagnoses for dissociative disorders, they skyrocketed. The strangest part? Almost no one talks about it. No mainstream retrospectives, no historical deep dives. Just this cultural skip, like reality pressed fast forward, and something underneath it all got white. And here's the keep you humanity starts behaving differently. Generations born after it perceive
Come on, microphone.
differently, report fewer vivid dreams, struggle with identity, memory, and emotional regulation at levels never recorded before. And now a growing number of physicists, fringe scientists, and consciousness researchers are quietly asking the same question. What if something broke or rebooted? Not in theory, not metaphorically, but literally. What
Well, I find something interesting about that when he said during 1988, the rise of dissociative disorders skyrocketed, the diagnosis of it, right? Well, there's a lot of things that happened more recently, right? That we could say skyrocketed as far as different types of disorders being diagnosed and stuff like that. So, was there something? Is there a correlation to that?
I think they had at some point, I don't know if it was 88 or prior to 98, that they changed some of the diagnosis for mental disorders in the DSL.
Mm.
I don't remember specifically which ones. Plus, they added some. So there's that. You have to consider that too. So anybody that's got a DSL, an old one, prior to 1990, should compare them to the mental illnesses to today.
And we have someone joining. Who joined? Hey, Ricky.
What's up?
How is Domino's?
I guess it's okay. I just picked it up. I haven't ate it yet, of course.
Hi, Ricky.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain. It's Friday. It's the
Thank
weekend.
God.
Yeah, TGIF for sure.
Right. I don't know. Bootlicker seems to have a soapbox with him.
Oh,
It's the fiber.
whatever.
That'll do it.
That's funny. But no, I think something like we just had a bunch of disorders that were diagnosed recently, but in 1988, I do remember that being a huge thing to be diagnosed with. You know what I'm saying? Like the dissociative. Now back on to Ricky's Dominoes. What'd you get, Ricky?
I got cheesy bread, and then I got, I got pineapple and chicken.
Well, not
Woohoo!
pineapple and ham.
No, I got the chicken today.
Okay, I like pineapple.
Pineapple and chicken?
Well, pineapple on pizza is really good.
hmm
It's
I
like
know
a
some
sweet and
people kind of
savory.
frown at it. Yeah, some
Yeah,
people frown on it, but it's like, ah.
yeah,
I like pineapples grilled. Like, but yeah, one of them Mongolian places where they make the bowl and stuff, and
yeah.
I
Or they
always
put
get the
them.
pineapples on the
Yeah, or
grill.
put them on skewers. Pineapple chunks on skewers between pieces of meat.
hmm
That's good
That
too.
sounds probably be good with shrimp too.
Oh yeah,
I know
pineapple's
you
very
can put in
versatile.
pineapple. You can put like a steak or something like pineapple juice, but you can only do it for a little bit because it'll like destroy it.
Well, I soak my ham when I get a ham. I'll also
Oh yeah.
I'll get pineapple juice and I'll soak it overnight in pineapple juice with brown sugar and cloves and just let it sit covered in that stuff. And then when I
Oh
cook
yeah.
it, what happens is it acts like a sponge. It picks up this juice in the meat. And when you go to cook it, it lets all that juice out. So you don't want to put too much juice in the pan when you go to put it in the oven. You just put like a very little bit and throw your
hmm
potatoes in. And when it comes out, when that juice lets down out of that meat with the meat juices, it makes the potatoes taste like they've been buttered.
Oh
Oh wow.
wow.
It is so good. The pineapple potatoes, it is so good.
I know pineapple juice to make meat tender.
Yeah, well,
It'll
that's the
break it down and make
bromelain.
it really tender.
Yeah, it's loaded with bromelain, and that's also one of the remedies. What was it? Bromelain, nattokinase, and turmeric for the jibby jabby. You know, people that got it. Yeah, it's 500 milligrams nattokinase, 500 milligrams Was it 1,000 milligrams turmeric and 2,000 milligrams? Oh shit, I'm getting it all mixed up. It's 2,000 nattokinase, 500 bromelain, and 500 turmeric.
Hey guys, can
So
you
I
guys
think
check YouTube to make sure we're still live?
I see you.
Okay. It's still live then.
Yeah, you're live.
Alrighty. Next time.
yeah, yeah, I take turmeric and ashwagandha every
Yeah,
day.
those are both really good.
And what every day? Would you say every day?
Turmeric and ashwagandha.
Oh, I never heard of ashwagandha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bootlegger says he does. Sorry, go
it's
ahead.
supposed to be for like mental health and kind of calms your mood a little bit and chills you out a little bit.
Tulsia herb's really good for that too. Holy basil.
Mhm.
It's called Tulsia, Tulsia, and you can get it in a health food store. And that stuff makes you feel really good.
I bet.
Hmm.
The bootlegger says he's taking vitamin D3. My doctor told me to get the D3 with the K2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
especially
K2
during wintertime.
or zinc. You could take D3 with zinc, and
He
that'll.
wanted me to take that because he thinks it'll help with my hips, so I can stay limber.
So, yeah. K. You said K1, right? Vitamin K1.
Bootlegger says it helps you remember what you were looking for when you walk into a room.
Oh my God. Mud, you said K1, right?
K2.
Oh, K2.
Yeah, D3 with K2.
All right, guys, let's get back to this video and see what happened in 1988.
In 1988 was the year we hit the edge of the simulation, and reality patched itself without telling anyone. Let's just say the quiet part out loud. Something about the late 1980s doesn't feel real. Not nostalgic, not weird, unreal. Ask anyone who lived through it, like myself, and they'll tell you things felt off. Like the air itself changed. But no one could ever put their finger on it. And now, decades later, some researchers, conspiracy theorists, and even a few renegade physicists are starting to whisper the same theory. That 1988 wasn't just the end of an era, it was the end of something else. There's a growing idea that what happened in 1988 wasn't a cultural shift, it was a correction, a timeline move. Some even believe we hit a kind of cosmological.
I don't have any sound.
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
I can hear you, but I wasn't hearing the video.
Yeah, I thought it was just me because I'm driving to the back roads. So I was like, well, maybe I lost signal.
Nope, it was all of us.
Oh, God.
Okay.
All
It
right.
happens.
Well, we'll try it again. when you're working with technology here, because it's
Yes, it
one
seems
of
like it's your
those.
bandwidth.
The what with?
Bandwidth.
What? What's the bandwidth?
That's the amount of bytes you can send out over your connection.
Yeah, if you got a lot of things up trying to work at the same time, it slows stuff down.
Yeah, and causes pauses.
All right, let's try again. I need to give it up, but let's see. Can you guys hear it?
No?
Alrighty. We'll try this again. All right, remove. Ah, now I see you, Ricky. Hey,
Here he
Ormane.
is. He's sitting in the corner with that pizza all by himself.
Are
That's
you
it.
sharing?
Hiding. I'm being greedy.
He's being greedy. So, Ricky, you have your channel, right? You go through, you do some supernatural stuff on your channel, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mostly on Sundays, but yeah, I do some, all the place. On my lives, I do it on Sunday night, and then I do like shorts and stuff with supernatural stuff involved in it.
What's your favorite supernatural thing to talk about?
Um,
What
I don't know, just lately we've been stories. We talked about last Sunday. We did a bunch of shared death experiences, and or was that the weekend before last? I don't know. No, it was last weekend. I think. I don't know. It all blurs together. But we did some death experiences. It was pretty wild. Some of the hearing some of the stories where, like one where a granddaughter, basically met her grandfather for the first time on her grandmother's deathbed. Um, when she passed away, she's seen the spirit of her grandmother, and she's seen the spirit of her grandfather, who had died in World War II, was standing right there. And he smiled at her and said they left away. Um, but she knew who it was because of pictures and stuff. And then there's different stories like that. I think I shared 7 or 8 stories. It was wild. Some of it just discussed it with James and stuff.
Well, near-death experiences are very interesting, I think, because science says that it's the brain processing memories, but if you look into the supernatural, it's a lot more than that.
Oh yeah, I mean, and then I don't know if you've heard the
Because we don't.
stories where there was some that had taken near death experience and seen entities, and then later in life did like ashwagandha and um, and went into the spiritual realm and seen the same entities he saw when he had his near death experience, and they actually fussed at him because he was like, "What are you doing here? You're you're not supposed to be here." Like I don't know, it's interesting for sure. I hope I'm not cutting in and out because I am driving through the back roads, but I might
No, I
be.
hear you. It
No,
was just a pregnant pause.
you're
I'm like,
sorry, I'm
is it
working.
signal? Is it me? It's all good.
Everybody space out at once.
Do that. silent pauses during the live stream.
Oh
Um,
God.
no, but the near, I've never technically had a near death experience. Um, I've been close to spirits and have few attached to me and have talked about that stuff with previous streams and stuff like that. But I don't know what the near death experience. I think they might be seeing through to the other side and then get pulled back because they don't belong there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have no personal
One of
experience
those
with
shared
it.
death experiences. Oh, really?
No, I said I have no personal experience with it, but I watched my
Oh, you don't have
grandmother.
no personal stuff.
Yeah, I watched my grandmother and I watched my mother, and they claimed that long dead relatives had come to greet them, or people from the other side had come to greet them.
Yeah. I know my mom told a story about my grandfather when he had his second open heart surgery, and my great grandma was bedside with him, holding his hand. And my mom and my grandma walked in the room and walked into that, seen that.
Yeah,
And
it's well, I didn't see them. My grandmother talked about both of her husbands. She had her first husband and her second husband came to sit with her as she died, and her sister-in-law,
oh,
and
wow.
she named them. And then
Oh,
when my mother was passing, she didn't name the two individuals, but I did ask her if they were relatives or somebody she had known either in this life or a past life. Were they familiar? And she said she didn't know them. It was an old white man and an old black man,
Hmm.
but she felt comfortable with them.
Yeah.
They knew her, in other words.
Yeah.
And her
Interesting.
cat, her dead cat. She got up one day, and before she went into hospice, she got up one day and started shooing this cat off the dresser that had passed away the year before. So
yeah,
apparently our pets do.
my aunt saw before she passed. She had terminal cancer, and I asked her if anybody came to visit her. She said, "Yeah, she had a couple. Her husband that had passed, and her father had come to visit her." And she said all the animals that she's ever owned or lived with.
Yeah, apparently that happens. Boy, am I in for it if that's true.
Yeah,
My
you're in
mom
trouble.
sure is too.
Holy moly, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. My mom's in deep
I
shit
won't
because she got probably 20 cats right now.
I won't see the relatives for all the animals.
Yeah. You'd be doing good. Probably.
Mm.
Because the animals truly love you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
they need their own
what
bed
is
though. When you're talking about 20 some odd animals, they need their own space.
Yeah.
They
Oh, yeah. No
need their
doubt.
own space.
God. And it wasn't just dogs and cats. I've had all kinds of animals. Some
Mm.
people shouldn't have.
Oh, yeah.
And I've loved every single one of them and spoiled every single one of them.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Ricky, if you want to drop your link, you're more than welcome to. Also, I want to give a shout out to Ormone. He's been doing a lot of live streams lately, and he makes stained glass. And
I've
he's
been
doing
seeing that. I hit like on a couple of his videos. I've been watching him do the stained glass.
That's cool.
I love the video break a window to make a window. He also plays the piano and he plays very well. Um,
I've seen that, yes.
yeah. So guys, go over to Ormone's channel. Ormone, put your channel link in, hun, and like,
I'm getting
subscribe.
I'm getting them. This is
Also,
Ricky's channel that I'm dropping in the chat right now.
well, thank you, Mud. You're so nice.
That's Ricky's channel.
For
And
sure.
Ormany, let me get his channel.
Yeah, the stained glass he's making is,
It's
Ormany,
pretty.
it's an eagle, right? You're making
Yeah.
an eagle for your niece, I think, and it's very beautiful. I told him I want to buy one of his actually. So I'm just waiting for him to take my order.
And this is Ormany's channel, and I would strongly suggest everybody go check out his artwork.
All right, we can try this video. If it doesn't work this time, I'm not doing it again because I just went through everything, working backstage. That's why there was a little bit of quiet there for a minute. Let's see. Oh, that's wonderful. There we go. I will try this again, and I hope I set it to the right place. If not,
It's the planet's heartbeat.
Dum, 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 dum.
Yep. There's still no sound though.
Damn StreamYard.
so you guys couldn't hear it again,
Nope, no sound.
but you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So we're going to call that an X name. That's just a no go for today. That's all. That's all we're going to do. All right. Not so much. Not the time or the place for that one. So I'm just going to remove that. Anyway, it talks about the human residence and how it's, and Mud Rabbit, you're big on that.
Yeah.
You talk about that a lot.
We all resonate to the natural frequencies of the planet. That's why we're residents on it. Our bodies are built for it. And whenever the resonance of the planet changes, people who are out of tune with the planet get sick, get diseases, get injuries, get clumsy. So yeah, it's a bit, frequency is a lot. The solfeggio music, you can listen to that. You've got different frequencies for relaxation, for healing, for all kinds of stuff. And lately I've been wondering if maybe these contrails in the sky that they've been spraying since the 90s have been cutting those frequencies down, because the information we had over in our group was that there was supposed to be energy hitting the planet right about now, 2024 till now. And I have a feeling that the elites knew about it and were trying to keep it from happening. And I think it's been happening. Probably why our plants are growing so fast.
That is
Why
just
my
crazy. It's
Yeah.
freaking crazy. It's been 5 weeks and they look actually like they're ready.
Yeah, 4 weeks for me, and my yellow squash is flowering and has fruit.
Wow.
And the leaves are
That's-
huge. Again, I am in a subtropic environment, so things do grow really fast here, but Cy is in North Carolina, and things grow pretty fast up there too because the soil is so rich. But we're both gardeners, and we're both noticing a rapid growth rate in our plants. And it can't just be the fertilizer I'm throwing out there.
Yeah, it can't be. We use you use a different fertilizer than I do. And I
I
didn't used to.
clean the chicken coop and throw it out there.
Yeah. I don't have chickens. I don't do
Mm.
chickens. It's too much work.
Layer pads. You just roll them up, take them over there, and shake them out.
Everybody, I was going to do chickens, and then I started talking to Mud. And then she told me what she does for her chickens, and I was like, eh.
That's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I bet.
You broke up there, Ricky. What'd you say? Sorry.
I said, I said, no doubt. I don't doubt it a bit. I thought about getting some goats, but I just don't want to deal with them here.
I
The
would
little
say get
goats are pretty
chickens before
cool.
you get goats because goats are more work than chickens are. They had two free goats next door that they wanted to give away.
All animals are work. If you want to take care of them properly and make sure they're happy and healthy, it takes work. Some animals take more than others. And then some owners, like myself, tend to overspoil their animals. So, yeah.
Oh, Renee must have seen something. He said they had such a warm March, but the garden reports are alarming.
What's
Why is
alarming
that?
about them? Harmony, what's alarming about them?
He was just answering Crunchy. I think he
Oh,
just.
oh,
Hey guys, if you have a chance, please like, subscribe, share, ring the bell because I am the queen of pop up streams. You never know. I might throw one in during the week sometime. Call
oh.
Mud and I'm
Oh,
like, hey, I'm bored.
he's talking about grounding.
Oh,
Yeah, I do that. But we're still renovating, and the people who had this place before, and probably the people before them, there's a lot of screws and metal and glass in the ground. And we just had a freeze that killed off our ground cover, so I won't go barefoot out there for a while. And where I live, we have sugar sand, so yeah, I'll wait till the inch plants take over, and then I can go barefoot again and do some grounding.
hey guys, I'm gonna switch devices because I'm having a hard time hearing y'all. But I'll be right back. You know how this goes. If it bumps you down, I'll pull you back up. No
Okey
problem.
doke.
Just talk along. It only
Okay,
takes
everybody, strap in.
roller coaster time. Sometimes you don't even know
Absolutely.
you're going. No, I'm just kidding.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just one of
there's yeah, Harmony. It's things we were talking earlier about how fast everything seems to be growing.
I just know my grass is growing.
Yeah.
I wanted to plant a bunch of stuff. I've been trying to I need to get some out there and get out there and plant some watermelons and stuff and potatoes. With my goal to plant this year.
Yeah, I wish I could plant potatoes here, but I can't. We have nematodes.
Mm.
So if I don't plant onions and garlic with everything, I get nematodes and everything. They don't bother the onions. So if you plant onions around the edges of your garden, they tend to avoid it. And they don't like tomatoes.
Huh. That's
But
interesting.
I like to plant melons, and they love melon roots. You know, when you pull them up, they've got the little balls on the roots.
Mm-hmm.
That's nematodes, and it stunts the plant. So
Okay. I think that's what happened. To my last one was that I put it all in a box. I thought it was just because I put it in a box, but I barely got any like little baby watermelons. I never did could get it.
I used to grow them in a pot on a balcony. That was fun, and I did it down in Dania because I grew them in a pot on my front porch, and there's chain link fence, and I would get
Mm-hmm.
those, you know, those net bags that oranges or potatoes come in,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd make hammocks all over the chain link fence. But they were sugar babies, so they were about, I don't know, they weren't very big. They were nice, sweet little melons, and I had these little hammocks all over the chain link fence.
Sugar babies are. I'm back, by the way. Woo! Was that
Hey,
quick?
yeah,
I
it's
went
hard
did
to
the whole
find sugar babies
switcheroo.
these days.
Yeah, they're really good. I used to get
Hmm.
them in the produce store. Like up north, they have Produce Junction. It's called, and that's all they sell is produce,
Yeah.
and they sell it really, really cheap. They don't have anything like that down here, but they had sugar babies, and I love the
Aren't they
sugar babies.
good? I still have some seeds of some sugar babies because you can't find them anymore. So I've got some heritage seeds. But I grew them on, hung them from a fence. When we lived in the islands, we had a balcony overlooking the slope of the mountain, and we grew them there in hammocks.
I was
But
like, I
I was,
didn't think sugar babies had seeds.
they do,
Oh, they do.
yeah.
I must have gotten a
The last
seedless
ones I
variety
grew
or
though were
something.
Dixie Queens. They're like a mid-sized round melon. About this film, the saying about 88, it's interesting because
That's on the timeline. It's
yeah,
on the timeline.
the world did feel different to me then. But for me, I had just come back to the United States
Hmm.
from living on a tropical island for a long time. So at the time I came back, naturally it felt weird to me. Schedules felt weird to me. All of a sudden, husbands and wives had to work to maintain the bills. That wasn't true when we moved to the islands in the 70s. But when we came back, we both had to work.
Well, the weird thing was, and is that Ricky, just to let you know, Mud Rabbit and I did a live stream months ago about different, I guess you would call them timelines or different cycles. We did a cycle one, and there's a 120-year cycle that resets every 30 years. And then after the last 30 years, it does a major reset. The 1988 theory of the Mandela effect that we switched realities is right on that because it was two like 1988 to 1992 was the reset, was the smaller reset.
I think,
2016 was a bigger one.
yeah, I think these resets take longer than people realize. Nothing happens overnight.
No,
Things
it's
usually,
30 years. It's a
yeah,
30
things
year.
happen over years. And this reset, if that's true, what happened around 1988, it would explain the looking glass phenomenon in 2012.
What is the looking glass phenomenon for those who don't know?
When the elites had control of the looking glass device, they couldn't get past 2012 because something had happened to create a correction. And no matter what they did to tamper with the timeline, it wasn't going to work for them. So they had to abandon its use. This was one of the things that came up during Andrew Basciago on Aaron's channel.
Oh, okay.
He's a good friend of his. He's Project Pegasus.
Ricky, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I just said CERN.
Yeah, a lot of people, some people think it's CERN, some think string theory comes up a lot, parallel universes come up a lot, but there is actually 120-year cycle, and that, you know, there's no real answer what causes it, but it's every 30 years we go through a reset throughout the world.
Hmm.
And
I'd
then
heard that.
a major one happens every 120 years. And I've traced it back to 1454 or 52, and it's right on the money every 30 years. And I started with the year 2016 because that's when the 120-year reset started.
Hmm.
So basically, things that we've been doing since 2016, we've already done.
Interesting.
Like things that we've already done in history, maybe different names under different things. maybe different extremes, but we've already been there, done that. And I think it's trying to teach us not to keep doing it, but, but we keep doing it.
Those damn earthlings keep blowing themselves up. What are we going to do with them?
Like, stop doing it. And we're like, stop doing what? What do you mean?
What have we done? You wipe our brains every time you do this.
Yeah, I do. I still think that believe in the multiverse, or just some parallel universe and stuff. Because I think that's what kind of explains some of the lucid dreaming and stuff. Because
The
if
lucid
you,
dreams.
yeah, because like I had the one that really got me truly thinking on this was the oh, it's been about a year ago now, but I was sitting there and I was walking around with somebody and everything, and I'm like, and I was like, man, I need to take a nap. And they're like, okay. So I lay down, and as soon as my eyes closed there, I woke up here, like instant, sit straight up. I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
what? I'm like, what in the hell was that? It's completely. I don't remember what all that other part about talking about. I don't remember like anything else, but that part there, I, I told this girl, I was like, hey, I need to get a nap. I'm gonna lay down. And it's like, okay. And as soon as I closed my eyes, instant, instant, I
Did you
woke
know
up.
the girl?
Not that I remember.
Like here, is it someone from here that you know? Or is
I
it
don't think
someone you've
so.
never met? Okay.
It's like kind of like I never met, and I know I've had that happen with other situations. Like hey, we're going. Like I'll be sitting there, like hey, we're going to your parents' house. I'm like, okay, cool. And then as soon as we get over there, like it'd be the same parents, and like my grandfather be still alive or something like that. But it'd be my same parents, the same people, but it'd be a different house. Like, hey, we're at your parents' house, and I'm like, kind of like, what? What? What are kind of confused.
I have a lot of
Uh,
those, but I call them prophetic dreams. So I have a lot of them because what I dream usually comes true. That's why they're prophetic. But I've been in Mud Rabbit's house. I've been in
Hopefully,
other.
after I've cleaned it and gotten rid of some boxes. I'm surprised you could find it.
I don't know what I was doing there, but I was fishing out the window. That's all I know. I don't know
On the
why the
riverside
man.
or the intercoastal.
I have no idea, but I caught a big ass fish, whatever it
Well,
was.
fish are good. Fish mean wealth or good
Well,
things.
I was fishing for wealth out your window, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. No, fish in a dream usually mean things like money or jewels or a gift, something of worth.
That lottery ticket, right?
There you go.
But I've been in different houses, so I understand where you're coming from with that. Like when I wake up and I tell my husband, I'm like, I had this weird dream, but you you were you, but you didn't look like you. And the house I was in wasn't our house. And in 2018, I had a lot that had to do with stone houses. A lot of stone houses. So I've had different dreams like that too.
hmm.
And they're weird, aren't they? When you wake up, you're like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, and then some of you could actually like wake up and then go, huh, and then go right back to sleep and go right back into it. Um, Done that
Mm.
before. Uh, and I wonder. I mean, and then you hear some people, some theories about it that we're living, um, that the crazy suckers actually killed us all. We're actually living a simulation now from maybe from '88 or maybe from 2012. I've heard different dates, years, and stuff like that. But after a certain point, we've been all we are is now we're a simulation because of they wiped us out. And but I don't know.
It seems to me that time has sped up. I don't know about the other stuff because I haven't noticed that kind of weirdness, but the weirdness that I seem to be experiencing is that time has sped up and that a year is a blink of an eye now.
It does seem that way.
Yeah.
Because I moved where I'm at now a year ago, and it just don't seem like it. Like it went by so fast. When so I sold my house and downsized, and before I could make everything paid for, which so far so good. I'll continue that.
Yeah, well, that's the new wealth these days. If you don't have debt, you're doing well.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've done that.
E- Even the machine tells us we're supposed to have debt to be able to do anything, but if you're able to get to the point where you can have debt free, it's an absolute blessing.
It really
That
is.
is a blessing.
Hmm. Especially in these days and age. But then if you're older, you know how to do it and you know how to do without. And kids these days, especially Gen Z, they don't know how to do without. They don't know how to budget. Hell, they don't even know how to cook.
Yeah, it's
They're not ready for life. They're not adulting properly, a large
yeah.
majority of them.
I'm not Gen Z, I'm Gen X, but I don't want to adult.
No,
I'll give my
Gen
adulting
X,
card up for a little
Gen
bit.
X and Gen X were raised by us boomers, so we're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, yeah. I'm Gen X here too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
1979.
My son's a Gen X. I'm a boomer.
Damn,
Those are the
Ricky,
last of the no
I'm a year
bullshit
older than you,
generations.
so you got to pay attention to me.
Yeah.
Sit down, young man. um, but no, I understand what you're saying, Bud. It's
Yeah.
like they don't they don't know how to adult. But I
No,
do
they
want to
don't.
give up my adulting for a couple days.
Well, there's a difference. I mean, we all like to do that once in a while, just kick off our shoes and just, be irresponsible for a couple of days, hole up at home or whatever. But no, these
Mhm.
people, they don't even know how to dress for a job.
No, no. You see them, they go in a job and they're all just hair all messed up and
Yep, and the girls go
rented
in and
clothes.
yep, the girls go in, they're called office sirens. They wear these midriff cut off tank tops and tight mini skirts, and it's like you're not, dress for what you're doing. You're not being professional. They know nothing about being professional. They know nothing about being tactful. Their parents have failed them.
Hmm.
I mean, our generation, your generation, our generation knocked the hell out of our kids if they did half the stuff these kids are doing nowadays.
Oh yeah, I've seen some kids and like I teach martial arts and stuff, and like some of the kids and like what they say or do, and like
Mm-hmm.
if I did, or hear what others do, it's like if like I know when we got in trouble and stuff right now, I'm like if I done if I got in trouble, if and turned around and ran away right afterwards, and then
Mm-hmm.
turned around and had the police call me, my parents would beat me there's no way I would
Yeah,
be running
yeah.
away. They would beat my legs until I couldn't walk.
And that wouldn't be it. You'd be grounded for a month.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I would be able to go nowhere. Anyway,
yeah.
oh,
No
I have welts across.
television, you eat your dinner, you go to bed. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
These kids don't know it. What martial arts do you teach?
Um, I have a black belt in jujitsu, and then I have like MMA fighters and stuff. So I mix it up again. I did
Oh,
do
nice.
karate, and I got backgrounds in karate and judo and a little bit of everything.
I
But
have a
my
black belt in Taekwondo. I'm Kuki One certified.
nice. Yeah, I did. I was doing taekwondo for a little bit. I was trying to get my where I can get my kicks up a little higher, a little
Mm-hmm.
more flexibility. Um, but yeah, I got doing jujitsu starting back in '08, and um, been doing it ever since. And then working with MMA fighters, and I've been blessed. I've been able to work with a lot of good wrestlers and judo guys, and Krav Maga people and a little bit of everybody.
Yeah, I used to get into that. I used to compete. I had trophies and ribbons, but I'm a little bit old for that now, and I don't do that anymore. But it does teach you discipline, and it has helped me at this stage in my life because I recently fell and broke my arm, and then fell and broke a rib, and then broke a toe, and all of this in the span of a month and a half. So yeah, it's helped me in those falls because when I've fallen, at least I've tucked, and I could have been hurt a lot worse, a lot worse.
Mm.
And now
So
she's not allowed out without bubble wrap.
yeah, right.
She gets yelled at and by me if
Yeah.
she goes out without bubble
Well,
wrap.
I'm not a defenseless old lady when I go to the grocery store. Let's put it that way. You know, I know how to walk. I know how to read posture. I know how to, avoid things, and it's good discipline. It teaches you all of that stuff, whether you realize it or not. And especially if you can get a child into any kind of martial art, it really makes a huge difference in their personality and in their outlook on life.
It does.
It helps them be more tolerant, and then they don't get bullied, because the minute a bully lays a hand on them, they're going to learn a tough lesson.
Yeah, I've had so many parents come up to me and just thank me like, thank you for having this available. Um, you saved my son,
Yeah,
and
it
I'm
does.
like, and I was like, you don't know what to think, like, you're welcome or whatever. But it is, and
Yeah.
so like 2 years ago, I went full time doing it because one of my other guys that worked with me, he had to call in to be a missionary. So I said, well, in my work schedule, sometimes I work late, sometimes I worked all over the place. I lose at least work 60 hours a week, and then I'd come to the gym afterwards and be in there for another like 15 hours a week at least. And I was like, I'm not losing the gym over this stupid job. So I was like, put in my notice, like, well, I'm going full time. I'm gonna give her hell and see what happens. And 2 years later, I'm still doing it. And like I said, I downsized to make it easier. And but I'd rather do this and than working somewhere that really care about me or nothing about me. I'd rather be helping people and make less money and
Just be happy.
yeah,
Sometimes to be
yeah,
happy and relaxed and comfortable in the world is worth all the money in the world. But
absolutely.
it really does. Martial arts is a real good improvement for children. It even helps them improve their grades at school because they learn to pay attention.
And self-esteem.
Mhm.
I think
Yes.
that's a big
Yes.
problem too with the younger
Confidence.
generation. Self-esteem and
Confidence.
confidence.
Yeah.
Or
And
when they
the
said,
right kind of confidence, not this false BS they got going around.
we don't fall, we just attack the ground first.
Yeah, face first. I saw that. It was funny because I told my doctor after everything had been broken and the trips to the hospital and my final checkup, I told the doctor, he's going on to me about the fall, maybe you need to take a balance therapy and all this. And I said, well, I'm an ex-martial artist. I know how to fall. And he looked at me like,
Obviously not.
well, the whole point is what I fell on. I mean, in a dojang, you're falling on a padded floor, possibly a padded wall, and you've got instructors there. You're in a safe environment. But when you're going
Yeah.
down in the yard and there's a stack of pavers in front of you, you're not going to avoid it when you're halfway there. So you
No,
tuck and hope for the best, which is what I did. I would have really broken a lot more had I tried to use my hands.
oh yeah,
And
I can
therefore,
only imagine.
ship all rolls of bubble wrap
Yeah,
to Mud
yeah,
Rabbit's
yeah.
house.
And then he's
We'll
telling
just
me when
pat her.
he's checking me for the ribs, he's going, no, you probably have just pleurisy. It'll go away. And I'm like, okay, I have pleurisy and this hurts. And then the x-rays came back and he's going, okay, number 6 is cracked. And I'm like, I told you so. I went in there telling him, I think I have a broken rib. He's like, nah, you don't.
Mm,
Yeah, I did.
I don't doubt it.
Oh man, that's
But
painful.
I'll say it. No matter um but with the beauty of martial arts and like even like jujitsu and stuff, like if you have good training partners, like I know a guy right now. I don't like know him very well. He trains under my instructor and stuff like that. I think he's 84 and still training. I just got a belt the other day, and I like my friend Wreck It Ralph. That's what we
Mm,
call him. But he started at 62, and he's 71 and still training and competing. He drives around to different cities and competes. And
yeah, I
um,
started in my late 20s, but the thing is, in 2001, I had an automobile accident. It was really bad, and it took me 3 years to recover. So I
Ouch.
didn't get to work out. I did my stretches. I didn't get to do much. So you kind of lose tone. And then as soon as
mhm,
I recovered from that, I ended up in the hospital for 5 weeks with an organ shutdown. And that
mm,
was painful. That was another 3 year recovery. I was like, what's going on here? Sai says it was my upgrade. So it was one thing
It was your
after
upgrade.
the other. Yeah. And then my mom got cancer. So it kind of, it's like the universe is telling you, okay, you had your fun with this. You learned what you needed to learn, but now let's be serious.
Yeah,
yeah,
the
Yeah.
yeah.
upgrades are a pain in the ass.
Oh boy, are
Um,
they ever.
I don't know what sign you are, but fixed signs are going through upgrades right now. That's Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Leo. And they're going through upgrades right now. They just started in 2024, and it's a 20-year upgrade. But that's when you get
Mm,
hit with a lot of shit. And the fixed sign and the cardinal signs just went through their upgrade and ended in 2024. So that's Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, and Aries.
Yeah. Harmony voted most likely to stub her toe. If only you knew. If only you knew.
Poor Mud.
yeah, I'm Cancer, so
You already went through yours. So,
I went to mine.
yeah, from 2004 to 2024.
2004. That was some crazy years right there.
Yep, yep, that was the beginning of your upgrade. It either has a really tough beginning and tough ending. I can say mine ended better than I started.
Mine sucked all the way through.
I had a roller coaster there. I guarantee that. I went all the way down to.
Damn.
Yeah, 2004 through 2024 was Libra. I'm a Libra. Mud Rabbit's an Aries. You're a Cancer. The only one we're missing is Capricorn. And we would
Holy
have been
moly.
all four of the cardinal signs would have been here.
Well, that was my mother. She's a Capricorn and she passed away.
Well, my husband's a Capricorn.
Yeah.
And we both got married. So I was like, hey, we'll go through it together. You might as well build that strong bond with the shit
You
that
knew
the
what you were
universe
getting yourself into.
with the shit that the universe throws at you. Just times to it. And that's what
Yeah.
we went through. And it's like, yeah,
Oh,
it's not
Lord.
fun. Not fun. But right now it's the fixed sign. So if you have any of them in your life, again, Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus, show them some love. Show them some love
Yes.
because they
Hmm.
going to need it
Uh-huh.
big time. They just started there, so they don't, a lot of them don't even, it haven't even reached even like the beginning of it. That roller coaster ride where you go down and up and down and around
I
circles
like
and
roller
shit.
coasters. I wish mine was a roller coaster. I could have handled it a hell of a lot better. It took me up there and just kept going.
When is this shit gonna level out? I've actually said that. I said, when is this shit gonna balance?
Yeah.
When is this shit gonna level the hell out? When are we calming down? I need to calm down. Like I need to calm down.
Mm, goodness.
We can laugh
Hopefully you
now.
do. We can laugh about it now.
Yeah.
Ricky doesn't sound like he's laughing about his.
My beginning was, like I said, my beginning, I was always, I won't lie, I was all the way down to the
Give
point of
it
even like
to,
living in my car in my friend's backyard to then come all the way back up. But
yeah.
Hey,
Give
to
it 20
Chris.
years
2019,
more or less.
to 2019, I bought a house. So I went to the full spectrum.
Nice.
That's what it had me. It had us move. We moved to a different state. We got married. But before that stuff, it was like there's just sometimes when you look up and you say, God, I need help. I need some help. Help. Help me get through this shit. Hey, David.
Hey, Zero. I just saw him in there.
He has ears. And he said, you telling me I got 20 more years of this shit?
Yeah.
You got friends.
Yeah, you do.
You got friends. Help you through. We'll help you through it.
That's
I
it.
didn't I didn't realize it was an upgrade until later on in it. And I was like, once I realized it, I was like, okay, we can do this. We
I
can
didn't
do
even
this.
know it was an upgrade until you told me. And it was like, okay, that makes sense.
I was like, we can do this. We got this. Pep talk.
Yeah, right?
Pep talk. We can get through this.
Mhm.
And then
How's
when
that pizza doing?
even one of those, you come out the other side of it and the whole world is different.
Yeah. Do you feel like, Ricky, do you feel like you have a better sense of, like, I guess, awareness? Like
Yeah,
a more calm of ease of mind type thing? Because
yeah,
that's
I
what
have
I
moments of it.
noticed. I'm
I
more
have
content.
for sure. You know, I try to stay away from the drama. I try to stay with the BS, and you know, big part of it is just me getting older and everything. But you know, me trying to stay away from the um my Irish tendencies of being angry, I guess. But I don't want to be
Save your
angry
energy. At our age, you got to save that energy.
or repurpose it.
Yeah.
My thing is I try to repurpose. I try to tell people like if you hadn't two bad things and like especially with like martial arts and stuff or gym lifting weights or something.
Hmm.
Like you had a terrible day, just go out and get in the gym, lift
Yep.
weights, or like we have people. I had a guy a while back, one of my students, and he was sitting there. You tell he just had a bad day, and he's like, "You want to spar?" I was like, "Yeah." So we beat the hell out of each other, just you know. And then after he said the bell rang in the round, whatever, I was like, "You feel better?" He's like, "Yeah, I
Yeah.
do." I was like, "So what's it about?" And,
Yeah, I used to have one of those big Everlasts, and I'd go down and when I was training for competition, I used to go down and kick the living daylights out of that. And I was so mad at somebody one day. I kicked it so hard I injured my foot 2 nights before competition.
ouch.
Yeah, but I got the spray. They sprayed it. They froze it up for me so I could use it.
I kicked the top of one of my bags off one time, man.
Those
It was
Everlasts are
fun.
hard.
It was one of it was I hated it too. It was one of Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard's bags, and I kicked
Hmm.
it and it ripped one corner, and I'm like, and I kicked it again, and it popped the strap, so I had two only hanging on one side. I said, well, hell, I'll just keep doing this, and once it breaks all the straps, I'll just hang it to the side and just use it to punch or whatever. We're not moving
Yeah.
around swinging. And I kicked it. I got it again. I popped the third one, and I hit and I was like, all right, I got it now, and I suck. I put everything I could in my sidekick. And when I did, it it caught and ripped the whole top of the bag, so it looked like a damn Pac-Man on top. I was like, "You son!" I had to throw it away after that. It was It
Yeah,
was
mine
ruined.
still looked pretty good. I'm not that big of a person, 5'6", and at the time probably about 115 pounds soaking wet. So I really didn't put many dents into it.
All right,
I'm
Ricky's
only
the bouncer.
5'7", 106.
I'm hiring you. You're my bouncer. He's like, I'll start the shit and then you get in front of me.
Uh, in my youth,
I know, you
I've
get
had to
too
do that a
old
bunch of
for
times.
it.
Yeah, like I'm pretty good at kind of stopping the situation though. Like
Yeah.
I had a thing happen one time at a fight. So one of the other teams, they had a bad night, and I think all their guys lost, and they went to the bar, started drinking and stuff. And one of the guys that used to train with them was trained with me, and they were all like surrounding him and mouthing to him and stuff. And one of my guys was like, Ricky, look, and fuck. And I turned around and looked, and I was like, nope, not today. And I walked in front of all of them, stuck my arms out. I'm like, just wide side to side. I'm like, nope, not today. And they're like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, not today.
Not
And
me.
yeah, and I was like, this ain't gonna end well. And I backed them off. I backed them down. They calmed down, and I actually got them kicked out.
Yeah.
Security was gonna One of the security guys was gonna kick my guy out too, and I'm like, if you kick him out, I will stomp your ass to this floor. And he was like, eyes got big, and I was like, and then he come by later and apologized to me because I knew him, whatever. And I said, you're not. I wasn't gonna let you stick my guy out there outside with 10 people that didn't like him. I was like, you're not letting them get out there and get jumped because you kicked them out with the same people. I was like, that wouldn't happen. I wasn't letting that happen. And oh, you're right. But yeah, it was good times. So good times.
Teaches you how to avoid.
Yeah.
I'm a Libra. I'm peaceful. I'm
It,
very peaceful until you tip the scales in the wrong direction for you. But pretty
I
much I'm
feel it.
peaceful. I'm very kind, I'm very nice, I'm very cool, level-headed usually. Not as much in my younger years, but I'm really, really nice until you tip the scales. Then
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
I
just
get that way.
nice. I'm nice to everybody, but I have fangs. I definitely have fangs.
Yeah. I'm nice to everybody, and I'd stay like a good mood, and or whatever, pretty level, but just people can push me to the point where I can get angry. But I know I've
Yeah.
seen. I was reading the Chuck Norris book years ago, and he was talking about like getting. He was talking about he's like he'd never been in an actual real like altercation.
Yeah.
He'd been in fights in the cage or in the ring, but he's never been in like a fight outside the ring or whatever. And he's like, hey, I know how to do all this stuff. He said, but if somebody asked me for my wallet, I'd probably just give him my wallet. He's like, I'm
Yeah, you
not,
don't want to get in
I'm
a
not gonna.
street fight. We had a guy in our class, he was really good. Um, and one of our instructors, by the way, competed, his name was Robert Fellner, competed in the 1986 Pan Am Games when they allowed Taekwondo and martial arts into the Olympics. So all of this, he got an ego, not Robert, but a friend of his that was in the class. And he was very good. And he excelled and he moved up in the rank really fast. But what happened was he was kicking for points and he didn't really put any thought into self-defense. And he got mugged when he went to New York, and it didn't help him in the least because he was kicking for points.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a lesson for all of us as well, because our instructor Roy, who was he was the #1 student of the guy that held the honorary 8th degree at the time. I'm trying to remember his name. Anyway, he took that to heart and started teaching us. He started putting chest plates on us, the padding, and making us
Mm-hmm.
kick as if we were being attacked so that we would learn to defend ourselves. He said it was the worst thing in the world. The worst feeling is not to be able to defend yourself with everything that you knew.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people come in, and and luckily, like when I did karate, we didn't really pull punches whatsoever. But it was like my best friend and his uncle was teaching us, and his brother was there, and then my friend's brother was there, and so like we just beat the hell out of each other. Um, but yeah, I've seen a lot of people come into the gym, over the years, and they were point spotters and stuff like that, and they would
Yeah,
they would pull their punch and their kick be right there, and and they
the
swing by
power
like,
behind it.
aha, yeah, and it'd be beautiful, and then they come right in front of somebody, and then they come around, and the guy that they're sparring with goes pop, and hit them with a
Yeah.
cross or something, and they're like, what, and what's going on? I'm like, this,
Yeah,
there's no points here.
we got our butts kicked in our class just so that we would learn how to really do it, because this guy, when he came back, he was so badly beat up. It was, we can laugh now, but it's true.
Hmm.
A lot of people go in and they learn to fight, and they do it to show off, and they do it for, the rank, but they don't ever really learn
Hmm.
what it's all about. So yeah.
I mean, it is is their own journey with everybody. I know some people. I got a friend of mine who who to this day still loves like doing katas and stuff like that, and that's what they love doing. And they do competitions with katas to this day. And it's like, okay, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah,
For
I got
me,
first place in that.
I don't want to. I hate katas.
I loved them.
I hated them.
Absolutely
I could
loved
do
them.
them. I could
I
do them
never
and
did
stuff.
them.
I could do them. It's like when I got out for a while, and then I was like, and I got up to a certain rank, and then my instructor retired. And then I got out for a little bit and I got back into it. And I'm like, man, I wanted to relearn all these things. I was like, I just want to be able to kick and punch and, say, hey, look, I can punch, I
Yeah, I
can
love
kick.
forms.
Yeah.
Love forms. It's like dancing.
I've
Yeah.
never done martial arts or anything like that. I'm more the supernatural, like,
Oh, if you want supernatural, do Tai Chi. I did Tai Chi. My husband and I went and
no,
did
I
Tai
don't
Chi
I
together.
don't do the physical stuff. I do, listen, I got
Tai
enough
Chi is
with
not
the
physical.
spirits around. I do enough.
Every
I
time we
do
would
I have
get to a
enough.
certain point in the whole movement, I would space out. And I remember one time my husband wanting to get my attention back with everybody else, and I hear her say, "Leave her alone." I'm standing there on one foot, just spacing out. That was so embarrassing, but apparently it was a good thing.
I'm too busy fighting off spirits.
Tai Chi might
That's
help you do it.
now
You talk
I've got
about
it
a
down
clear
pat.
head.
I have it down
Mm.
pat. I'm pretty damn good. I'm pretty damn good psychic too, if I might say so myself.
Yeah, I
Thank you very
just
much.
I just make
I
the
try to leave them
rounds.
alone. I just try
What?
to leave them alone. I leave the spirits alone. Like they leave me alone. I try to leave them alone.
Yeah, they don't leave
But
me alone.
They don't
They
leave
but
her
don't.
yeah,
alone.
No, they
I
don't leave
said,
me alone. They don't want to leave me alone. And honestly, I don't ask them to leave me alone. So
yeah.
I enjoy what I do. I am a psychic. I do talk to spirits. I do have them around me at all times, and I enjoy what I do. So I
That's
don't
important.
like, I can help people, heal people. I've done multiple different things. I've given birth chart readings and psychic readings. I don't charge for any of them. Because I enjoy it. So I have three spirits that are attached to me, and they don't leave me. They will not. One's been attached to me since I was born, and the other two came later on. Um, they're there to protect me, and so I don't get the evil entities and things around me. But I have like a resident ghost that doesn't talk to me. He's around. He or she is around and likes to move shit in the house, but I don't know who it is because they don't communicate. But I can go through and just drive, like on a drive, and I'll have spirits around me. They're
Maybe your
everywhere.
ghost isn't aware of you.
No, it's aware of me because when I told it to put the fucking shit back down, it put its shit
Oh,
back
okay.
down.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm like, nah, like we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. And they listen, but I don't know if it's a male or female. And I don't, it doesn't want to communicate with words. It just likes to shove stuff off of the kitchen island, which I then
The
tell it.
ghost cat.
Oh, we didn't have problems with ours in the house in North Carolina. She liked to wash dishes, the old lady. We had an old
Oh
lady and a little
shit.
girl, and she'd wash the dishes. I get up in the morning and if there's a cup, and I'm usually pretty good about everything being in the drain board by the end of the evening. But if you have something to drink late at night, you put the cup in the sink, right? Come back the
Mhm.
next morning and the cup's in the drain board. But that's the only indication she was there.
Hmm.
And the little girl playing with my cat.
I like it doesn't matter where I go, they follow me. They're not set to one house, they're set to me. So when we moved, and we've moved
They
several
went with
times,
you.
they come with me.
Yeah.
So it was something that my husband had to get used to because they make themselves known. Like it's not like I'm the only one that can tell they're there. They they like to tell everyone that's around me they're there. They
No,
like
I
to
think
let it
ours
be
ours
known.
was previous people who had lived in that house from the original owner, and I guess they're just always going to be there. But they never attempted to communicate or spook us or do anything weird. My mom was hyper aware of them.
Well, we have the one that, the resident ghost, which walks by the window when, if my husband's awake and I'm asleep, it'll just walk back and forth.
That would spook the hell out of me.
And my husband's like, he just calls them my friends.
Oh
He's
hell
like,
no!
yo,
Oh
your
no!
friends.
Earlier tonight, my cat saw something in the driveway and ran and hid under my bed. I don't even want to know what it was. Could be a raccoon. I don't care.
Yeah, that's kind of the difference between me and her. I'm like, yeah, what is it? What
No,
is it?
no.
What
I'm
is
out
it?
there. I'm saying the Hail Marys, whatever. And I'm not even Catholic. Just go away.
I can see you sitting in your driveway being like Hail Mary full of crazy. The
Yeah, right.
Lord's
And what
with
comes
me.
after that? I have
The
to call
Lord
a
is with
Catholic
me.
friend. I'll call you for the rest of it. I'm a
Yeah,
Protestant. I'll just stand out there and say, "Get the hell out of my property."
I was
Oh
actually, when I
Lord.
was younger, I was afraid of them. When I was younger, I was scared of them, but now
I
I'm
don't
not.
need them.
Now I'm not. I like them around. At least I have someone to talk to.
No, I've
Just
seen
kidding.
no, I've seen too many weird things. I think it would just freak me out. No. I don't need the interference. My life is complicated enough.
It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't
Mm.
bother me. The only thing I don't like is the mimics. I don't like the mimics. They freak me out. I ignore them. I will not talk back to them. Do you know what mimics are,
Yeah, I
Ricky?
haven't been bothered by one for a long time. But now that you
I
mention
think we
it,
lost
I'm
them.
worried.
I think we lost them. Oh, I
I
hope I
hope
didn't scare
so.
Ricky.
I hope they go away.
No, I think we lost Ricky.
Oh,
Come back, Ricky, come back.
Ricky.
But no, the mimics I don't mess with. I don't mess with them at all.
No.
Like when they start mimicking people that I know are alive, and I'm
Yeah.
like, no, that person's alive, so I know it's not
Or even
them.
dead.
They usually don't mimic people who are dead. They mimic people who are alive because they want you to go
Yeah.
look for them. Like, I'm like, yeah, I know that person's laying in bed sleeping, so
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing.
Wonder what
Craziness.
happened. Was he still driving?
He might have been. I don't know.
Maybe he went out of range or something.
Hear that? I spooked him out with the ghosts. Ghosts.
I am getting the little gray guys though. Just
Uh-oh.
more of them than usual lately.
Gray guys.
It's like a little wisp of smoke. It started when I lived in the island, and I was angry with somebody at the time, and this thing was like a tumbleweed about the size of, oh
Oh my
God, I
God, we
don't know.
didn't scare him completely away.
Well, no, this thing came tumbling through the
No,
house.
Ricky's
There he
back.
is.
Ricky's back.
And ever since
Yay.
then, it's just gotten more and more. And now they're like little wisps off to the side of my vision. And I'll catch one now and again and just tell it to stay away.
So Ricky, I was asking you before. I didn't realize you had dropped down. I
My
was
phone died.
talking to you.
My phone died on me, and I didn't even realize it.
Uh-oh.
All of a sudden, I heard it started, and I could hear it. My headset went out. I'm like, "What's going on?" I turn around. I guess I had it on my wireless charger, and I guess it got bumped for the cast or something like that. So it wasn't charging, and yeah, all of a sudden it said boop. I was like, "Well, I guess I need to
I
get
was
on
like,
here on the
oh
computer
shit.
then."
I scared him off. Oh shit. I scared him off.
Yeah.
No, he likes the super. He likes talking about the supernatural. You don't
Oh
need to
yeah.
scare him off.
I
You
No,
might
like
I
scare
just
it.
me
you
off.
mean I
I
was like,
know
yeah,
I can't scare you off. I was worried about scaring him off. Holy shit. But I was talking about the mimics. Have you ever had a mimic?
I have not had a mimic though. I've heard of them. I've heard stories on it, but I've never
Yeah.
had a mimic. I've seen, I've seen a poltergeist. I've seen orbs, lots of orbs.
Oh, I got a photograph of one.
I've seen hundreds of them that were floating across a cemetery one night, and I've
Hmm.
seen, heard. I was in Shiloh, and I heard cannon fire or music playing, and I never forget that because my mom was sitting right beside me, and I was sitting there riding along, and all of a sudden I heard music, sounded this light little trumpet, like sound of music, and my mom was like, I'm sitting there like, what in the hell was that? Because there was nobody
Oh,
else. Like we had the windows down, the radio completely off, no nothing, and there was nobody else on the road where we were at. I was driving through the Shiloh park, and all of a sudden just heard this light, this soft like trumpet music, and my mom was like, turned to look at me. She's like, "You heard that, didn't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I heard it." And then we rolled around for another about 30, 40 minutes. And then we heard like cannon fire, musket fire, and then she did the same thing. As you heard that too, didn't you? I was like, yeah, I heard that too.
was that where there might have been a civil war or something in the past?
Yeah, they had Shiloh had a huge, for the ones that don't know,
Oh,
Shiloh had a
okay.
huge Civil
Shiloh,
War
yeah.
battle. 27,000 people died in 3 days right
Yeah.
there. And yeah, lots of bloodshed and terrible, terrible stuff. Lots of mass graves and
So you were probably hearing overlays.
yeah. I took a lot of video up there, and actually I put together a video for it, just talking about it, just
Yeah.
the brother versus brother, and just the
Yeah.
terrible stuff that happened up
Yeah, I'm
there.
familiar with it. But the orbs, yeah, I had one floating out here not too long ago when they were seeing them all up and down the East Coast. I think it was New Jersey they were seeing them in first. And then they started seeing them as far south as Florida here. And I was in the backyard one night and there was one hovering right over, it was probably either over the road or the intercoastal. But I ran inside and grabbed my phone and got a picture of it.
Hmm.
It was weird. It was too low to be a star or anything like that. It was like down here where we breathe. And it
Yeah.
was too low to be an airplane. But it looked like it was high enough that nobody could reach it. It was really weird.
I seen one on it was right there at the top of a tree level right there in Natchez Trace Parkway. It travels through Mississippi and into Tennessee, a little bit of Alabama and then Tennessee. It's like 400 and something miles, and I was camping along it. And there's like 3 places you can camp for free. Like and so I was like, hey, I'm gonna do that. Why not? And the first night I was camping, I heard something, and I turned around and looked, and outside my door was, and it right there near the top of the trees was just big giant ass orb, and I'm like,
Oh, wow.
huh. And then it went, and it disappeared. And I'm like, well, it's time to go to bed.
Yep.
I drove around the next day though, and there was nobody camping on that side. There was only 3 other people set
And
campsite
nobody else saw
used,
it.
and there was no other like campsites on that side of the
Oh,
property like that was set up. There was 3 other ones, like me and 2 others, but they were on the other side, different direction, opposite, completely opposite direction. So it couldn't have been like them flashing a light or
yeah.
anything like that. So it was like,
In camping, you see a lot of weird stuff because you're out in nature. But this one, we behind me is a lot. Then there's a road. Then there's water. So it's in this area that I saw it. There was no trees, so I didn't have any way of measuring how far up it was. But they
but
are
yeah,
kind of freaky.
they are.
Yeah.
The day I seen a bunch of them, I was over in Memphis. They got the National Cemetery where it had all the military buried, and I made a wrong turn and got on the back side of it. I'm not even sure to this day like how I got on the back side of it. And I was driving, and all of a sudden my car just cut off, and
Oh wow.
we turned around, and I turned and looked, and I had a couple extra friends with me too, so they seen it too. And it was just orbs flying everywhere through that cemetery, and I'm like, please, car, crank, crank, crank. I'm sitting there and just was no lights out there. It was just all these little balls of light.
Get me out of here.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
scared
I
me
don't.
to death. I was like, please, but it was just like a movie. It was like the car cut off, and then at the
Yeah.
end of this cove or what the road. I don't know if there's another road off of it. All of a sudden, there's like a car with his headlights popped on out of nowhere. I'm like, I'm not going to be on another 48, or I'm not getting abducted tonight, damn it,
Yeah,
car.
right.
The police, for the love of God, get me out of here. And it finally went boom, and I spun around and got out of there. But I'll never forget that. I was, you know,
I don't mind
stone
going
cold
into
sober.
See,
graveyards.
I
I
don't
don't,
go to, like, I was raised in Pennsylvania. I was raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but I have never been to Gettysburg. I refuse.
oh,
With
you
my
would feel
psychic
it. Yeah.
with my psychic abilities, that would totally just overwhelm me.
Too
And I
freaky.
don't go in the graveyards. But I did see, I don't know if you guys have seen the guy that cleans the headstones in graveyards.
Yeah, that's
And he
I've shared him before. Not on my
and
show, but I've shared it with my friends.
he talks to the spirits because he's got a spirit box.
Yeah.
I'm
And they
just like,
talk
hell
back.
no. Yeah, hell no. Hell to the no. That's too many of them. It's too many of them
I
all at
don't
once.
mind going in during the day, and I like going to super old cemeteries and doing stone rubbings and things like that. But you could not pay me to go near one from sunset on.
Yeah, I got a family graveyard down deep Mississippi, and we got graves all the way back to the 1700s. And man, you can see it starts to get about dusky time. You can see shadows move, and um, it is freaky. I'm like, no,
Yeah, my uncle has a farm in Kentucky, and that's where my grandfather's family hails from. And up there, they have sky phenomenon. And my grandmother swore up and down she saw a UFO over the barn. You see it more in the country. You don't see it so much in the city. I don't know if it's the lights or just too many people.
probably the lights, I would imagine. But yeah, I know I was coming up to Memphis and I seen a UFO. It was a cloud. It was this cloud by itself with it like lightning or something, and lights are just shining inside this cloud. It was the weirdest stuff. I
Now,
was like
hers
9 years
wasn't
old.
cloaked. Hers, she said it was like a giant cigar with pink and green lights.
Wow, this one
She
here.
said it was
Oh,
massive. So I don't know.
anything is possible.
I don't know.
Yes.
I think in Philadelphia there's a lot of ghosts.
Well,
Seriously,
yeah,
there's a
well,
lot of ghosts in
there's
Philly.
been a lot of things that have happened in Philadelphia of historic.
Oh yeah, especially
But
you just get up in the Northeast and stuff. There's
yeah,
That's
and
where
there's
I'm
so
from,
much.
the Northeast.
Yeah, there's so much
So
supernatural and power, and I wonder, because there's like so much like water and stuff like that.
hmm
And it generates that power too. You wonder.
I'm not quite sure, but I know that when I was younger, I saw a lot of ghosts. And trying to explain it as a kid was kind of hard. So, like, I'd be like, yeah, That's my friend, or that's my ghost. He follows me, and he turns on the TV before I come home, and always puts the lights on before I go in the room. So he was nice.
Down here we have Casadega and Gulf Breeze. Gulf Breeze is famous for the UFOs, and Casadega is famous for all the witchcraft.
Well, when I moved down
Casadega,
here,
yeah.
my mom said, "You know, all the UFO shit happens in cornfields, and you're moving around cornfields." I'm like, yeah, we don't do aliens.
We don't do cornfields.
She's like, you're moving down by all the fucking cornfields, and you're afraid you don't do aliens.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, yeah,
Oh
we're
God,
not doing the
I just
alien
thought
thing.
children of the corn.
Hey, some of the places around here actually,
Yeah,
you
right.
never know. You
You
never
never know.
know.
On that.
Oh.
But she's like, yeah, you're moving with the cornfields, and I'm like,
And you
yeah.
know, a lot of weird stuff happens up in those mountains too.
Well, I'm
Tennessee and
not
North
in. I'm
Carolina,
not
up there in
in
the
the
Blue
mountains.
Ridge. There's a
Oh,
Not
yeah.
in
lot.
the mountains.
Well, the channeled information that we had in our group was that there were bases under those mountains, and not all of them were human.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Uh,
There's a lot of supernatural stuff. I did a
Yeah.
short the other day about the spear finger, the witch and stuff up there, and yeah, there's some
what
freaky
is the
stuff up
spear
there.
Hmm.
finger? And I'll watch your video. But what is this? What do you? What is that?
Um, let me grab my notes where I won't mistype or whatever.
It's
It'd
okay. We'll forgive you.
be like last night. Had somebody sit there and I was quoting stuff. I wasn't trying to quote. So I was like, "Yeah, look at this," blah, blah, and they're like, they come up on the stream and like, "No, you're wrong, Ricky." I'm like, "Okay, I'm good with being wrong." It happens. Fact check me. Hell, I'm good. Let's see. What was
Hey guys, if you haven't yet, please like this. Please like this live stream,
Hit that
sub and
thumbs up.
subscribe, share, and ring the little bell. Sorry, go ahead, Ricky. That could have
Oh,
went
you're good.
smoother.
Where is it? Where are my notes? But it was a. Mm, I seen a video on it. I see videos or somebody sends me a video and then I'm like, huh, I never heard of that. And then turn around and start digging. Oh, hey, here it is. Um, the Norton Creek Trail up there, it actually has the legend of the Spearfinger. It's kind of in North Carolina, the Great Smokies. Um, she appears as a harmless old grandmother, wrinkled face, kind smile, and gentle voice. But she calls the wandering children, sings them to sleep, rocks them softly in her arms. Then, with her single razor sharp finger, long as a spear, she eats their livers. But
What the hell? That's a
that's
bedtime story for you. I'm awake.
yeah,
I'm awake.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was kind of like a like an evil witch or whatever, and
Oh
she would
shit.
attack the children and stuff up in the mountains and up in the Smoky Mountains and stuff. There's all kinds of you know um, they got little people, they got all kinds of different creatures and stuff and stories. It's amazing the different there's lots like I said there's lots up there. The Nunnahee was up there, which are Cherokee legends and stuff where they would help the Cherokee and hide Cherokee and stuff like that. Um, it's,
Yeah, we got a
it,
lot of Indian ones down here.
So when I do backstages, I do them with Creek. I do them on my own, and I always say, "Hey, let me have a cigarette before I get off." Right? Yeah, you know I am Mud Rabbit. So I don't. It's not that I'm afraid of the woods. It's just why is it so freaking dark in the woods?
It is
So
spooky up there. My
it is
girlfriend had a
spooky.
house. My girlfriend had a house up in Pisgah, and once in a while I'd go up there and I'd stay with her. And it was so black at night, I couldn't sleep. It was
It's
so
that way
black
here.
and so quiet. It was weird, and you'd hear the weirdest sounds.
So
I was like,
Creek had
it
said,
does that here. When we turn around and except for like down the street, there's a damn wind chime, or whatever. The wind start blowing right, y'all, and you hear this mystic, this spooky sounding wind chime out of nowhere.
I like wind chimes. I wouldn't mind
Yeah,
that.
I didn't know it at first until I like realized what it was and everything. But yeah, but where I'm at it's super dark. It's that way out in the country, and
Yeah.
I got a bunch of motion lights and stuff. So if I do start walking around my yard, it'll light up for me. But I leave it dark though because it's
Well, I'm getting used to it here. We don't have lights in the streets. We moved from a little town south of Fort Lauderdale, which there's a street light every other house, and here there's none of that, no light pollution. You go out in the backyard and it is black. So
yeah. So
I don't go
I,
outside at night. The raccoons come right up to the cat door.
oh hell no, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no,
It's
no, no, no,
locked.
no,
It's locked.
no.
well,
But so I always say, let me have a cigarette before I get off, whatever. And Creek said to me the other night, he's like, "What am I gonna do from here?" He's like, "I'm all the way here. You're there. What would I do?" I said, "Cheer me on, bob and weave, bob and weave. Just keep telling me to bob and weave." I'm like, cheer me on.
trees
And
such a mess.
he was like, "I'll tell them not to kill you." And I was like, "That's a good idea too."
Trees so crazy. He's such a good dude though.
He is. So I was like, yeah, I was like, I think it's so dark out here.
Yeah, it is.
And then the blue light in the middle of the woods was freaking me out.
Oh yeah.
Remember, I told you
Yeah,
about
that
that?
would freak me out too.
There was a blue light that shined for a straight year in the middle of the woods.
Mm.
And there's nothing
A-
out there.
And there's nothing out
Just
there.
more woods.
Just more woods. And everybody knows I don't do aliens. I don't do aliens. I do spirits, but not aliens. Spirits are plenty. That's plenty. That's enough for me. It's enough. I got the veil lifted, and so I'm cool. I don't need the aliens on top of it. So it went off after a year, and I was like, "What the hell?" So then a little white light showed up, and I woke my husband. I was like, "There's a little white light out there." And he thought it was just deer eyes or something. And I was like, I don't think that's a deer because it's not moving.
Hmm.
Like there's no movement in the head or anything. And he went down to check it out, couldn't find the light, but I could still see it. So whatever it was, yeah, I don't do woods. That's why I don't do woods. Whatever it was, it was out there. But when he went to go search for it, it wasn't there. But it still was shining while he was out there.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
Now, I'll stick to raccoons and alligators and snakes. I can deal with those. I
Did we
don't
lose
need.
Ricky again?
No,
Where'd he
I'm here.
go?
I'm here.
Did we lose him again?
Yeah,
So,
I have seen some things that kind of tell me that they're not exactly aliens. They're not aliens, not all of them.
Hmm.
They're just as real as we are, and they've been here a lot longer.
yeah, I don't need to see him. I'm good. How about you, Ricky? Are you good about that too? Yeah,
No,
I,
take my word
I
for
believe
it.
there's a bunch of I believe there's a bunch
Take
of
my word
aliens.
for it. You do not want to see them. You don't.
I believe there's aliens, but I believe what the government is about to release on us will not be them.
No,
believe
I
it's
think
gonna be
they're going to
harsh.
disclose the subterraneans. They're pretty scary. They're pretty scary.
Could be now. Anything.
I'll stick
What I'm
with my
trying to say is
ghosts and
anything's
spirits.
possible.
I'll stick with my ghosts and spirits.
Well, the good news is they won't appear unless you ask for it.
Yeah, I'm not asking.
Yeah. So trust me, don't ask for it.
Nobody on here is
Yeah.
asking.
I've already made that mistake and I'll never make it again.
Crunchy Bee said ant people.
No, they're not ant
Get your raid
people.
out. Get your raid
No.
out.
No.
No, I don't do that. Druids and that kind of shit. No, no, no. If big feets are out there, they're out there. I don't care. Not
And
saying
down here
they
we
aren't.
have what the Seminoles call the skunk ape.
Oh, what the hell is that?
You've never
Bigfoot.
heard of the skunk ape?
It's a
It's like,
Bigfoot.
yeah, it's like a smaller Bigfoot and lives out in the Everglades. Or
There's
they live
Bigfoots
out in the
everywhere. Like
Everglades. Huh?
there's Bigfoots everywhere, and there's cryptids everywhere. Like if you
Yeah,
look,
yeah. But they're not big like Bigfoot is big.
yeah.
But they're out there and you smell them coming. And
I had to guess.
the Seminoles and the Osceolas that live out there, or the Miccosukees, they'll
Mhm.
tell you that they can smell them. They don't necessarily see them all the time, but they smell them.
I had a guest come on, and he's a Bigfoot expert, and some of the stories and stuff he told was some people will not believe. I won't lie. Some of it was just out there, but but he has like footage and stuff like that, and on his channels, and he's a part of a bunch of other. I got a bunch of like Bigfoot channels following my channel, and they pop up on there in my chat and stuff. Um, but yeah, it was pretty wild. Like he feeds the Bigfoots, and he's I think there's different levels, and um, interdimensional way he taught.
Our
Too.
channeled information told us that they're window fallers.
Hmm.
So apparently they're coming through from what we were told. They're coming through from a parallel density or a parallel dimension. It's sort of like letting the dogs out.
Mm-hmm.
The way they likened them it was strange. They said, think of them like pets, but they're intelligent. So it was kind of like letting, like you let your dogs out to run. If you live in the country, you open the gates and let them run. That was kind of like the gist we got from the channeled information, or that was the gist I got.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'll pass. Thank you. I'd rather deal with my ghost that throws shit off of the fucking island, the kitchen island. You know what I mean? I'd rather deal with that.
There is so
That's a
much
ghost
in
cat.
this
I
world that we really don't know. And I think what's going to happen is it's slowly going to become apparent, because that's what this whole frequency upgrade is about. And it has nothing to do with the upgrades that we go through astrologically. It has to do with the planet itself. And there will be people on it that will tolerate it, and there will be people on here that will not tolerate it, that will not be able to raise their frequency to match. And I think we're seeing the beginnings of that now with all this craziness out in the streets.
Yeah, I'm not raising my frequency to see some druid stuff. I'll be cool on the.
No,
on the.
it's more like an awakening. It's more like an awareness. I don't think we'll actually have to see these things to be aware of
Okay.
them, because we
All
still
right.
have free will. And there are going to be people out there. We're seeing it now with people that just can't grok reality. And when reality becomes more clear and the more aware we become of all the different levels to it, these people are just going to go crazier. We
Oh,
need our
shit.
institutions back, because people are starting to lose it already.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see it, these spirit attachments, what they're doing to them. They get these tattoos on their face. They get all these piercings. They get all this hair dye and haircuts. They look like demons.
All right.
They
Well,
can't
let's
handle.
not do that then. We won't do that. That sounds like
Well,
a good idea to me.
well, no, but there are some people, it's easy for rational people like you and me, and people who are already aware of certain things. We're not aware of all things, but we're aware of certain things. We're okay. We're accepting. We understand. And like you said, you don't want to know about aliens. You know they're out there, but you don't want to know about them. Same thing I am about spirits on my property, but we are aware of them. And these people are them. They're like opening themselves up wide, and they're not going to be able to accept reality when it really shifts.
Yeah, like I got some of these masks behind me. There's some of them they got carry friends with them, but they don't bother me though. There was a time I was more
Those are
scared.
cool. I like those. Those are
Those
cool.
are cool.
Yeah, I've been collecting for a little bit, and I thought it'd be a cool background. And then now I even had one of my guests actually send me one, which was pretty cool. But yeah, now I'm actually collecting. Now I can get boomerangs. I don't know if y'all can see them or not. I might have to zoom in, but
Yeah, I see the boomerangs.
I got boomerangs, and there's actually, if I raise it up, there it is. I actually have a spear. So
You're all set.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool stuff.
I don't do dolls. I don't do
No, I
masks,
don't mess with
and I
Oh
dolls.
don't
no,
do mirrors.
I
Those are three
never did.
things I don't do. I
I
don't do
never did
dolls, mirrors,
dolls.
or masks.
My mom gave me a doll when I was a little girl, but I never hardly played with it. I had Barbies. That's what I liked. But no, dolls kind of creep me out. But clowns were the worst. I can't handle clowns.
Clowns don't bother me, but masks, dolls, and mirrors. Like I don't have mirrors in my bedroom. I don't do mirrors. I don't like looking into a mirror. Nothing. I
Well,
don't
people
like
can use them
mirrors.
as portals. I know that. What I've heard.
Yeah, they can be. You can actually hypnotize yourself by looking into a
Yeah.
mirror.
But you also have to have the right kind of mirror too. These cheap mirrors from Walmart aren't the ones you want. Old ones with the mercury backing.
Yeah, the most
Yeah,
silver mirrors.
Yeah,
yeah.
I have a couple of those. I really like them.
But if you're buying from a yard sale or a flea market type thing, you don't know what you're getting.
Oh, if you ever buy a
And
used product, you need to clear it.
just don't buy it. I'm good
Clear
with
it.
that.
If you really
I don't know.
gotta
I go to
have
thrift
it,
stores now.
clear it. Just clean it.
You just be able to tell. Like, this don't
Yeah.
feel right, and leave it, and let's let that be.
Yeah, there are some things like jewelry
We
that you
don't
have
have
to.
to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
things
that's
like
be like,
jewelry you have to be
I'm
careful
good.
of.
Keep walking. I've had a bunch of items like that, and be going because I go like
Mm-hmm.
for my fights and stuff. I go out of state, and everything. I travel, and so my fun thing to do is to go to the thrift store because
Mm-hmm.
it's unique stuff that's for that area and stuff. I'll just find thrift stores that's close by and check it out for a little bit. But yeah, like there's certain items you can be walking around I'm like, nope, I ain't fucking with that. And I'm with you on the dolls, and I ain't messing
Oh
with them
no,
either.
not the dolls.
Yeah, there's too many evil. I do not want the Annabelle sister to come to my
Yeah,
house.
right.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, my sister
No.
does that when she comes down from Georgia. She hits up Goodwill and all the thrift shops.
Well, I told you guys before, the guy that took the Annabelle doll on a countrywide tour and ended up in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And I'm like, why would you bring a haunted doll to Gettysburg? Jesus Christ. But anyway, he took his haunted doll to Gettysburg and he wound up dying there
Yeah.
in the hotel room.
It was a
He had
few
a
deaths
heart attack.
that tied to that, and like moving her around, like
Yeah.
why?
She's
Why?
in a
Why?
museum now behind it. She's in a museum in a glass case now.
Well, that's what they were taking the glass case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were
They
taking
took
her out and moving her, and then we put her
Oh
back in,
God.
whatever. And yeah, they had a priest there and throwing holy water and blessing at the same time, but
It's like
still, like,
Chucky reborn.
yeah, let's
Oh.
leave it alone.
leave it the
Leave her
hell
where
alone.
she is and be gone.
Now I remember when that story came out, and I had a Raggedy Ann and Andy doll. This is back in the 80s. And all of a sudden, my Raggedy Ann and Andy doll disappeared. I guarantee you my mom threw them out.
Oh God.
I guarantee she threw them out. But why would you bring the most haunted item to one of the most haunted places in the United States? Why
People.
would you do like
The same reason they climb Mount Everest and die at the peak, because it's there.
oh, it's so
Some people
weird.
don't have common sense. They got to
It
test
is.
the fates.
That's it. They got to mess with stuff, you know. And it's
Yeah,
like,
just got to. Well, look at who's the guy that created rockets. He was pals with Aleister Crowley. Anyway, he wound up blowing himself up. He was one of the world's most evil men, and he wound up blowing himself up.
damn. Would y'all go to Zach Baggins Museum in Vegas?
I would. I would. My husband
never
wouldn't let
heard of
me,
it.
but I would. He has
He's
a
a
haunted.
huge, lots of very documented haunted materials and
Yeah.
items and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm too sensitive for that. I will bring something home that I
Yeah,
do not
our
want.
group, when we went to France, our group voted out the dungeons because more than half of our group, I really wanted to see the equipment, but more than half the group couldn't handle it. So we didn't see the dungeons.
Well, Philadelphia had Byberry Hospital, and Byberry was just was technically turned into like an insane asylum, and but they also used it in the 40s for people who had polio. And I used to go there all the time. Like I used to go there all the time. I'm not afraid of that. That I was never afraid of. And there's definitely ghosts there, but I was never afraid of that. But there's a limit to what you push yourself to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's a
Yeah.
limit, and you just say, "Oh no, that's off the table," right? Like Gettysburg for me is off the table.
It's too much.
But
It's overload.
yeah, it's overload. But I would like to do Zach's museum. I would like to do the Warrens Museum too. I would actually like to go there, but I have a husband that's like, hell no. Because whatever attaches to me, he's got to deal with too, kind of deal,
Yeah.
because it comes in the house, right? So he's like, no. But I also wanted to go, when we went to Key West, I wanted to go see Robert the Daw.
Yeah, I was just going to say we have one down there.
Yeah, and that was, have you been down there,
Yeah, I have many
Ricky?
times.
Mm-mm.
I know you have, Ricky.
Yeah.
So Key West has Robert the Daw, which is,
Key West also has a lot of ghosts.
yeah, it does.
I've heard stories and I've heard of them, but no, I haven't been down
We
to Key.
have pirate
No.
ghosts.
Well, I bet.
Oh yeah, in the islands too. Who would we
I
have in
don't
the
like the
islands? We had
islands.
Blackbeard down in St. Thomas, and we
I
had
went to
Drake.
St. John. I'll never go there again. I didn't like it.
Why?
I'll
St.
never.
John's one of the more beautiful islands.
I
You're
just
just
didn't
really
like it.
secluded.
I got a weird feeling there. I don't know what it was. I just didn't like it. I was like,
Might be the marijuana drifting through the air. They got ganja all over the damn place.
it could have been. I just didn't like
The
it.
minute
I
I
was like,
stepped off
nah.
the plane, the first time I ever went to St. Thomas, I stepped off that plane and just took a big, deep inhale and thought, wow, it's everywhere. You could
Just so you
sm-
know, I'm anti-marijuana
Yeah,
type
but
person. So
they grow it everywhere down
yeah,
there.
I couldn't deal with that. No. But I think it's like I wanted to see Robert the Doll because it's a doll from, I don't know, the 16th, 1700s or whatever, and it's haunted, and there is a list of things you have to do
Mm-hmm.
when you go to see this doll. It's kept in a glass cage, and you have to like say hello to him. You have to ask permission to take a picture. Like there's a whole list of shit you have to do, and if you don't do it or you make fun of him, like, oh, that doll's really not haunted type stuff,
Mm-hmm.
he
You
comes
die.
and haunts you.
Yeah.
Or you die. There's been several cases of people dying afterwards.
Yeah, I'm not tempting the fates. I know he's there. I don't have to see him.
David's coming on.
Yeah, I'll be over at the museum for Mel Fisher with the Etosha. I want to see all the gold coins he got left with.
Hey, David.
Hey,
Hi,
what's up, guys?
David.
How's Mud Rabbit?
Good. How are you?
Oh, another
David, this
day in
is
paradise.
Ricky.
Hi, Ricky. What's up, man?
How are you doing today?
It's been a rough day, but I'll be all right.
At least it's Friday evening. It's the weekend now, so
Yeah.
hopefully it'll get better for you.
Oh, it will. It will, man. So, were you? I was hearing you guys talk about forests and things.
Yeah, we don't. I don't do.
Yeah,
I don't do-
places we avoid at night.
Places we avoid at night. That's definitely cornfields,
Graveyards, the
trees,
woods,
graveyards.
deserted roads.
Y'all had to stay away from my place, then. That's for damn sure. That's all I
That's what
got.
it's like here.
You just gotta light this shit up.
Yeah, right.
We want lights all over the place. Make a
No.
circle of light. Then I'll come.
Lord. And then they go and light everything with those high crime lights that are supposed to lower the crime rates, yet they absolutely raise the crime rates.
Yeah, people never see what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
All you gotta do.
The stupidity of a lot of the stuff going on. I don't know.
I know.
Like I said,
I live near Memphis, so I mean, I'm #1 dangerous city in the United States, top 10 in the world.
They always
Yeah,
say
Memphis.
every city is the dangerous. Philadelphia was the dangerous city too.
yeah, and I'm from Miami.
Chicago is the dangerous city, and Miami, and
Yeah.
I think they don't really know what the dangerous city.
Yeah, really, they don't live in it.
But it's top 10. Memphis has been top 3 for the last 20 years.
God, I lived
Philly
in
was pretty
Miami.
good.
I lived in
Yeah.
Miami when we had the Cocaine Cowboys, and it was just up the street from us. I was like, we couldn't get out of there fast enough. That's one of the reasons we moved to the Virgin Islands to get away from it.
Oh, yeah.
And we lived in a nice neighborhood.
Yeah, some of the times they don't even matter. It's
No,
sad.
it
It
doesn't.
don't matter.
Dayland Mall was the big mall down there. It's still there in Miami. And they had a public shooting there. The guys were driving by with Uzis trying to get this one guy coming out of Dr. John's hair salon and mowed down innocent people just to get to this one guy. And my husband and I looked at each other and said, it's time to get the hell out of here. And that was South Miami. That was a relatively quiet area.
Don't get me wrong, Ricky. I live in the woods. It doesn't mean I'm not scared of them.
She's a brave girl. She's becoming desensitized.
I'm becoming desensitized to the woods. I'm a city girl. I grew up in the city. And I'm telling you, just every now and then, the woods, every now and then. I'm like,
oh, Lord. I'm having to readjust. I grew up here. And then we moved to Miami and all that big city lights and everything. It was so cool being a teenager in Miami. That was the best in the 70s. But then it just got too big and too bright and too crime ridden. So I'm really glad to be back up here. Even if it is dark in the backyard.
David, what do you avoid at night?
Places in the city.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
He avoids the lights.
I like the wooded areas a little better, but
Well, Sai's not used to it. And to be honest, I wouldn't go into the woods in the dark.
Yeah, I didn't say I go in the. Oh no. No, you don't got it twisted. I don't go in the woods in the dark.
No.
I stare at the tree line and make sure nothing's coming out of it, and get ready to jump the hell back inside.
Any of you guys encountered Sasquatch?
No.
Not yet.
No.
I ain't trying to either, but I haven't. That's one of the few things I haven't seen in my life. But I don't know. I've seen some shadow shadow people the other day. I was
I
at
always see shadow people. they
it,
they
it
come.
creeped me out the other day out here because I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden I heard a noise and I seen the stick break, but it was just a shadow right over it. I'm like, I'm going back inside. Leave me alone. Do do do.
Yeah, I'm getting the elementals a lot lately. The little gray shadows that just kind of brush off to the side of your vision.
Mm-hmm.
And I can always tell when it's getting weird because you see more of them.
I see that a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's I think it's my eyes messing with me, but I do see that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not what maybe it's not
Who
my eyes
knows?
messing with me.
Well, the only reason I call them what I call them is because I've seen some of them straight on,
Hmm.
and they can go through walls.
Mhm.
Have you ever seen
Ricky
UFOs
just
out
said,
in the wilderness, man?
I've never seen a UFO, but I have seen an orb recently, and I got a photograph of it.
Oh, that's cool.
I can send it to Cy, and
I've
she
only
can put
seen
it
a
up.
UFO once.
I've never seen one.
One time, but I was out on the highway with my ex-wife. And that was about in 2013.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who have seen them. I've just never seen one myself. I believe they exist.
Yeah, I've seen one when I was little, and I know some friends and stuff seen them before. A
It was
friend of
by
mine
a
was telling me a
military
story
base
about it.
too. So it was out in Nebraska by a military base.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of theories around them that they're able to cross timelines or something like that.
I've heard all
They're
kinds of
not
theories about them.
that they're not what we're told, and that they're military technology that were created in the last like 100 or 300 years or something.
Yeah, they can phase.
Oh,
I
here
don't
Or
it
that
know.
they've
is.
been here a lot longer than we know. So
I'll send
I
it to
would doubt that.
Cy, and she can show it to you guys if she can put it up there.
which would go back to the pyramids.
just share it in the back. Do you know how to share it?
No, it's not on my phone. It's on my laptop.
Oh, okay. Because I can't bring anything up. I have
Oh,
to.
okay.
You'd have to share it. But if you share it, I can let you share it. But because
I'm
I'm
looking
on
to
my
see if
phone
I can
too,
find it on my phone. I don't know if
Well,
it's still on my phone.
well, the weird mystery is the pyramids are pretty Mandela affected, but like nobody knows. We don't have the technology to create them.
the pyramids.
He got in trouble.
I have a feeling most of our technology is years ahead of what we know it is. Oh, I found it on my phone. Okay.
Cool.
Let's see if I can share it to StreamYard. Where is StreamYard? Zoom. It won't let me share it.
What I can do, because you already sent it in a
Okay.
text message, is
Mhm.
I can post it. I'll post it after the show and
Okay.
in the channel post.
That'll
But
work.
yeah, I think I think you're right. David got in trouble.
No, yeah,
All right.
yeah, he got in trouble for.
For something. But
I already heard female voices. That's my guess, but that's just
instinct.
yeah.
Instinct. Okay. But no, I don't. I live in the woods, and it is dark out there. And I've lived in the woods before. I lived in the woods when I lived in Wisconsin. And it's not that I don't go, it's that I don't go at night by myself, venturing out to see what little lights are that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
I didn't go off my porch when I took that picture. I stayed on the porch close to the back door.
Yeah, I don't
That's
blame him.
It's
I
like,
don't know what these things are, and that thing was it was just hovering there like it knew I was taking its picture. But I
Mm.
don't know. I got the feeling there was some technology involved. It just seemed to me to be there was something technical about it, but it was still kind of freaky.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
well,
like, but you can fight, Ricky. So
Yeah.
you know,
I can
A
fight.
lot of good it's going to do us.
I can fight people. I can fight ghosts and goblins and shit.
he said I can't fight ghosts and goblins and shit.
Or aliens.
Yeah, there's limitations here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I always said I ain't scared of any man. I don't care, how big, whatever it is, what it is. I can carry an ass whooping just like I can give one, but ghosts and stuff like that, I can't. What am I? There's
Can't
nothing I
handle
can
those.
do. There's nothing I can do. I can't. You know. I bet better on like especially on ghosts and stuff like that. I used to be very, like something happened, I'd freak the hell out. But I now I've had so much stuff happen, and it's like I'm just like, okay, it happened. Like in my old house, I sit there and sitting there, hear a cabinet door start opening, slamming shut, and I'm like, huh. And I'm like, where's the cats at? And I look down, both cats are in my lap. I'm like, what
Oh,
ain't the
hell
cat?
no.
Both cats
Uh-uh.
both cats are
Uh-uh.
Mud
looking at
rabbit's
the
getting the
kitchen.
salt out.
Yeah, both cats
No,
are looking
I'm
at the
going
kitchen, and I'm like,
hardcore. I'm going hardcore. I've got the sage.
I
She
just
got the
turned,
sage salt.
I just
Go
yelled
ahead.
out, I was like, leave me, like, I gotta go to sleep, and I just turned the volume up on my TV, and the cats kept watching TV, and they got
Well,
quiet, but
that's what when I say like they follow me. So when I was lived up in Pennsylvania, I wasn't actually in Philadelphia. I was on the outskirts with my husband, and we lived in an apartment. And the closet door opened, and I was in the living room, but I heard it open. So I said, I think so. Like I woke my husband up. I'm like, I think somebody broke in because I heard the closet door open. Go see what it is, right? So he wakes up and he gets in like stealth fighter mode, right? So he goes into he goes into the bedroom and the closet door's open, and he's like there, but there's nobody in there, and the windows are closed and everything.
mhm.
So I said, shut it. I said, close the door. So he closed the door, and then it reopened.
Mm,
And I went and closed it. And a couple of days later, it reopened again. And
nice.
now I'm getting mad because I'm like, I closed this fucking thing and I'm getting mad. So I finally closed it and I was like, do not open that closet door again. And I'm screaming at this ghost, whatever the hell it was. And it listened. It actually listened. When you tell it, like when you tell them and you put some bass in your voice kind of deal, like you would when you're yelling at a kid type thing, you put a little bass in your voice and you're like, stop it now and kind of deal. And it does. But the mimics is what I wanted to talk to you about. And they mimic voices of people who are alive. So
Mhm.
you'll think you'll hear somebody around you that you know is not around you, but they are not dead. So it did it to me. I was laying in bed, about ready to go to sleep, and I heard a voice that said my name. And I was like, that person's alive, so there's no way I can hear them. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Plus, they live 2.5 hours away from me. So there's no way I can hear them. So I just rolled over. I was like, we're not doing this right now. And rolled over with the bed. I was like, I'm not doing this. Not doing this.
The only ones I've gotten are my grandmother calling my name, but my grandmother passed away in the 80s.
Mm. Well,
Do
they
you believe? Do
typically.
you believe? I imagine I have a feeling I do, but do y'all believe that you can possibly um, travel like like especially like in sleep mode? I think you're sensitive to opening up two things. But can you like go and like go talk to somebody in their sleep and have a conversation with them? I forget what the terminology is, but
I've
uh,
had shared dreams. Like me and my husband had a shared dream, and we woke up looking at each other like, "Were you just in my dream?" And we asked each other, "Were you just in my dream?" And I was like, "Yeah, were you in mine?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
that's new."
I've had shared dreams back when I could remember dreams.
yeah. I mean, I've done that with like me and my daughter were watching. We were sleeping, and we had an entity coming in between us, standing in between us in our dream world, and like that was one of the freaky nights I had because I was like, man, I'm dreaming. So I woke up and like everything was gray, and then I was looking around like, man, it's
Mm,
weird. Something don't seem right. And I'm like, I'm still asleep, so I was actually in like multi level dreams.
Lucid
You were
dreaming.
you were
Yeah, and
dreaming that you were dreaming.
yeah,
Hmm.
and so, but I had a friend tell me that it was that the entity was trying to gnaw my fear or whatever. But I've had where like have somebody come to me in my sleep, and like I had an ex do that one time. I really do believe, and was talking to me and like, hey, look, I'm like blah blah blah, I messed up and everything, and I remember like, hey, you got what you wanted, you got everything you asked for, you got it now, just be happy with what you got, and but leave me alone. And
Uh-huh.
and then the next day I text her, and she never replied or nothing. But I was like, don't. I was like, don't fuck with me in my sleep no more. I
Don't
don't want
fuck
this
with
shit.
me.
And I nothing, no replies and everything. But I've heard people say that that it is possible to have that,
Yeah.
you know, have that connection where people can actually reach out and talk to you and try to have
I actually
conversations.
had somebody visit me when they died in my dream. I knew when he died because he came to see me in a dream.
Mm.
Yeah, I knew when my aunt died. That was a weird
Yeah.
dream. Like I have the prophetic dreams. So like I dreamt of 9/11 when I was a kid. I dreamt of a lot of events that have happened throughout the years when I was little, globally. And I dreamt of like I've dreamt of a lot in my personal life as well. And when it comes true, I'm like, or it happens, but it doesn't sometimes, it has different people in it than what I dreamt. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
the people may not be the same, but the situation's the same. So, yeah, I dream every night, every single night. Um, and I've had entities come to me at night. I've had ghosts come, spirits come. I've had being in somebody else's house, fishing out the window. I think I caught a carp. So,
It's not that close.
well, it's the old guy told me to fish out the window, to throw it out the window. So
I just hope my house was clean when you did that.
I had like dreams of other people's houses too. Like I dreamt of there's a guy in the Mandela effect community, Sharky. I dreamt of his house. I was in his house chasing kid ghosts out of his house. And he does have a lot of kid ghosts in reality. So, but that's before I even knew he had kid ghosts. It was like when I first met him. I dreamt of like there's this house and it has the ceilings in it that are like the fiberglass tile things that
Uh-huh.
pop up, and it's like there's some old-fashioned stuff around the house, kind of like woodsy decor type thing. And I was sitting on the couch and I got up and there was this tall, I wouldn't say real tall, but normal, average tall, skinny guy, and he had a pepperoni and an olive. Don't know what the fuck that means. But he had a pepperoni and an olive, and he looked directly at me and like showed me the pepperoni and olive. Like, do you want it? And I was like, does he see me or doesn't he see me? I was like, I think he might see me. But he didn't say anything. He didn't actually talk. He just held up the pepperoni and olive and put it in his mouth. And I was like, okay, you're here. like cool and walked into the kitchen. So I was like, all right, I don't know whose house that was. But if you're watching and that was your house, thanks for the offer of pepperoni. And I don't know what that was about. Um, there's another one that has an
That
all
sounds to
white.
me food indulgence,
I don't know. It was just
food
it. I don't think
consummation.
he was supposed to see me there. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he was supposed to see me there, but I think he saw me. So, and I was just there. So I was like there walking around
Just
his house.
watching him eat his lunch.
I don't, but he just raised the pepperoni and olive, like, hey, and then walked out the room and went and ate it and whatever. I was like, okay. So I don't know what that was about. Then the other one was I was in somebody's dining room that either had a leak in their dining room or something because part of their ceiling was cut out. And I could see straight up there was a bedroom above it. So it was a two-story house, but they had a nice dining room table, and the board that they cut out of the ceiling was sitting against the wall. And again, just get off the couch, and I'm looking around somebody's house. And I don't know whose house it was. Didn't mean to pry. It wasn't my choice to be there. It's just I wound
Just
up there.
popped in.
So I don't know. I get all different stuff in dreamland or dream world, whatever. I've kicked someone out of my house recently or out of an apartment recently
In
in
a
my
dream.
dream. Yeah, I told you that. So I usually call Mud Rabbit and be like, I had this fucked up dream. That's what I do. I call Mud Rabbit. I had this fucked up dream. You gotta hear this shit. I was like, somebody offered me a pepperoni and olive in their dining room.
Pepperoni and well, a house. When you dream of a house, that's the mind. It usually represents the mind, whether it's your mind or their mind. That there's a hole in their ceiling is kind of disconcerting. It's like a
Well, I
hole
think
in the
they had a
mind.
leak or something. No, I
Yeah,
think they had
that's
a
the other
leak.
thing, a leak in the brain.
Oh, she's just wonderful. And she's just wonderful, happy go lucky.
Yeah, well, no, my grandmother used to do this. If you wanted to know what your dream meant, you'd tell my grandmother and she'd give it all to you, just tell you about it, good and bad.
I'm just teasing,
Yeah, I
you
know.
know I love you, man. But it's like, woo, people's minds are leaking and shit. No, maybe it's
Well,
just
look
a leak
around
in the
you.
house.
Look at
Yeah,
what's
well,
going on in the streets. Holy
maybe it's just
moly.
somebody sprung a leak in their pipes.
A lot of them have sprung leaks in their pipes.
Oh my God. Ricky, help. Help.
Damn.
Help.
And I'm still
He
nice
just
to
said, damn.
everybody. I'm
He's like,
still
Oh,
damn.
nice. I'm still nice.
I know. You
Mm.
are.
A little twisted, but nice. I earned it.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
And the bubble wrap that goes along with it.
yeah. I'm going to run out of bubble wrap. I was going through a box the other day and found 2 rolls of bubble wrap and just burst out laughing.
Oh, the disappearing shit that reappears. My husband lost, he couldn't find the flashlight. He's a truck driver, so he has to look under to do his pre-trip and stuff at night. He has to look under the truck and everything and all that other crap. So he carries his flashlight and he has it all the time. So he doesn't lose it because I don't know. We bought the massive amount of flashlights, like they were on Amazon, like buy 10 for like $5. So we bought those. And he always keeps his flashlight. And all of a sudden it was gone. And he had
Uh-oh.
no idea. He looked everywhere. He looked all over the truck. He looked all over the parking lot. He looked all in his bag and everything. And he just came home, got a replacement, and, went about his business and stuff. But then he found it today. It showed up out of nowhere.
In a place he already looked, right?
Yeah, in
Yep.
multiple places.
of
Yep.
course.
He looked multiple times. So like the shit that disappears and reappears, and
Hmm.
Zero had said, and he said that he can't go on Jacob's show anymore and talk about the Mandela effect because of my pepper jack cheese. So I'm just going to tell the pepper jack cheese story, just for those who have not heard the pepper jack cheese story. So I
It's
was
Jacob's
talking.
loss.
It's Jacob's loss, the pepper jack cheese. So I buy American cheese for my husband to make him lunch. And there was a guy I talked to in the Mandela community, Sharky, and he bought pepper jack cheese. So we were talking about grocery shopping and what we had bought and what we didn't buy and stuff like that, and what we like and what we don't like. And the next day, I wake up to make my husband his lunch, and I have pepper jack cheese, not American cheese. So I'm like, what the fuck? Because my husband won't eat that. So I'm like, what the hell? And I call Sharky, and he checks his cheese, and he's got my American cheese. So we swapped cheeses somehow
Over a distance.
over a distance. He lives in Arkansas. I live in North Carolina.
Over a big difference.
Uh
There's just one state in between you. No big deal. Hell, just got Tennessee. Just dump
huh. So
Tennessee.
just one. Let's see,
Like,
Tennessee. What else is Texas? Yeah. So basically, shit disappears and then reappears. And not all the time will you have a replacement. But if you don't have a replacement, then that means another version of you somewhere got a duplicate.
So that thing you've been looking for the last 2 weeks showed up in another density or another dimension to your
Yeah, I
other
still haven't
self.
found it.
Well, they've been looking for it for 2 years, so share.
Yeah, seriously, I'm like, I even forget what it was that I was looking for
Oh,
because I
Lord.
gave up on trying to look for it because I went through
Right?
everything. And I was like, what the hell was I looking for in the first place? And I forgot. I'm like, what the hell? But the garden spade came back though. That was missing for a year.
Oh, mine did the same thing. Mine was missing for 3 days and it just reappeared today,
Yeah, that reappeared.
covered in dirt.
Um, no, mine reappeared in the bag that it should have been in when I looked for it for the past year. In the
Yeah,
bag that I
yeah.
emptied multiple times that it
They
wasn't
appear
in.
right where they should be.
So keep an eye on that, Ricky, because you might have shit disappear.
Yeah,
yay.
phasing in and out.
Or you might have like I had, and I had somebody else's medication from a different state, and I don't know how it got there.
That could be dangerous.
It could because I think it was psychiatric medication. I was like, shit, shit. I ain't got it. I don't know who this person is, but sorry, I didn't take it. It just showed up here. But I've had multiple instances of that. The disappearing and reappearing and appearing and shit that's not mine.
Well, I would say it happens to me all the time, but I can't attribute it to anything supernatural because we're still renovating and unpacking.
Well, that's what I really think.
Yeah.
That's what it hopes. It hopes that you'll be like, oh well, you know,
Well, there's no way around it here.
I
I mean,
just
we're still
forgot where I was at or I was unpacking. It'll
we
it'll
call that jumbies. And in the islands they have a legend for it. It's the jumbies. They take your stuff and they move it around. They're looking for their skin. The jumbies are the Arawak Indians. And when the Spaniards came through and tried to conquer the islands, they decimated the Arawaks and the Taino populations, and they used their skin for parchment. So the legend is, remember the guys, we see them in the festivals for the Bahamas or the islands, they're on the big stilts. They're all dressed in colorful clothes and they're dancing on these huge stilts.
yeah.
Those are called mukajumbis. And what they do is they come through and they stomp the jumbies away. and you have what's called, and I have some, they're called jumby beans. It's a tree down there that has these little pods, and when the pods hit the ground, they open up and it looks like drops of blood, the seeds. So you
Ew.
grab the seeds and you hold them in your hand and you shake them and you demand your things back. And eventually you find it, like usually within the day. So you've got all these little West Indian ladies walking around with their jumby beans in their pockets. And when something comes up missing, they shake those beans and demand their stuff be brought back.
Ricky, I could see you do that. I could see you doing that.
Yeah. Well, I've caught myself a few times walking around the house cursing the jumbies, telling them, bring me back my brush.
Bring it back to brush.
Yeah, because you can't find something.
Hey, you little shit.
Yeah,
Bring me
right?
back my brush.
I don't have any mocha jumbies and I don't know how to do stilts. So just bring me back my damn brush.
No, the Mandela effect is multifaceted, definitely. And it's like, I see it more in people changes and things disappearing and reappearing. Somebody had told me that they had their way to work changed because a turnoff went there overnight. Like she went to work, went home, and when she came back to go to work, there was a turnoff there that wasn't there before.
Oh, I've had that happen to me before.
Yeah,
Have a road that just you never noticed there before and you swear up and down it's never been there.
I've never been there.
Yeah. And that happens more often in places like St. Thomas because your directions are not roads or street signs. They're the big rock at the end of 3 blocks, and then you'll see a jacaranda tree. You make a left there. That's how the directions go. So you notice things like that, changes in the topography.
Have you noticed that at all, Ricky?
Mm, no, I think I have.
I think the biggest one, as far as like land changes go, is Gibraltar. It used to be an island, the Rock of Gibraltar,
Hmm.
and it's not an island anymore. It's a peninsula.
This is where we need Geo in the mix. He's got the receipts.
Yeah, I can, I can uh, get his link for you, and you can check it out, Ricky, because it's like he does all the geography stuff, and he's done a lot of it throughout the years. But he does right now. He's just doing Gibraltar, and he has all the evidence that it used to be an island,
Hmm.
but it's no longer an island. It's a peninsula.
That's cool.
So a lot of things change. Buildings come up that weren't there before. Roads develop that weren't there before, and they come up overnight. And when they come up, it shocks people. Like people are like, "That shit was not there before." A tree can go grow where it wasn't there before, but it's fully grown. I've heard of that too.
Hmm.
So that's why like a lot of people believe in the parallel universe because like, are we thrown in to a different universe or is our reality just changing quickly?
I think it's changing.
Could be both, really.
It is so
Yeah.
different than what it was 50, 60 years ago. It is so different. What was his channel name?
Lost Geo.
Lost Geo. Okay, I'm trying to
Hmm.
find it.
And he made some posts. He's got a website up and everything. And he has videos and he has books and interviews with people that it used to be an island.
Oh, where does channel go?
Did he take it down again?
Lost Geo
Uh,
1.
What'd you say, Ricky?
Oh, it's only got 2 videos. I said Lost Geo 1 I found, but it's only got 2 videos.
he had a channel where he just, oh, here he is, Lost Geo 1. Maybe that's it.
But if you look in his posts, he does post
No,
his
that's not
website.
him.
That's not him.
No, not Lost Geo 1.
I'll have to go on YouTube and look. I've also posted his channel on my post
His
before.
channel's gone, and there's 2 channels there that are similar to his name,
Oh,
but
really?
that's not him in the icon.
He may have went in. He was going into military, so
Yeah, he might have
he
taken it
may
down.
he may have taken it down.
Well, especially after that outburst in here, he might have decided to just go quiet for a while.
Yeah, but the Mandela effect is very interesting. If you are interested in dream stuff, check out the movie Dream Scenario. Have you ever seen that?
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
It has Nicolas Cage in it. So check it out. It is a Mandela movie. Technically, it does mention the Mandela effect in the movie, and it was one thing that used to happen years ago, and that is it's basically about this person that winds up in everybody's dreams.
Hmm.
Oh, what was his name? Cool? Mr.
Cool.
Cool was his name, or Miss? Yeah, something like that. The Y-Files did a whole episode on him.
Oh,
A
really?
lot of people have seen him.
Have you
Yeah.
guys
There's
seen
so.
the 13th floor?
Oh, you're back! Yay!
Yes, I've heard of the 13th floor. I think I
That's
saw that
another
a
one.
long time ago.
I haven't seen that one. I don't think. I might have.
Or what's the other one that they did where they reset everybody with the clock, or it was with Kiefer Sutherland or whatever. I know we're freaking A.
His
I
father
know the
did
name.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Dark World or Dark
Yeah, Dark World. I think it was.
or not Dark World. It's something like that.
Yeah.
Where he basically wakes up, how they reset all reality all the time.
Yeah. Well, I have shit that changes languages. I showed David that last night, where like my TV will change the language on something. It likes to something in French.
Oh,
Dark City.
Dark City.
I've seen that. Yeah,
Hmm.
that was good.
And those were I mean, the 13th floor, Dark City, and the Matrix were all, you know,
Yeah.
in similar lines of thinking, but then there's the woman who claimed that she wrote the Matrix and the Terminator series and that
No,
they were
she's
interlinked
lying.
words.
She's lying. The guy that actually wrote it, Frank, did on Quite Frankly, he did a whole show with him, and he came with the receipts and he came with the original manuscript.
So
So,
who was the original writers of Terminator and because those worlds are interlinked.
yeah. But this one guy, she is not, it's a black woman, and I saw that interview. No, she's lying. She's not the original artist, not the original writer.
Then who's the original writer?
I can't remember his name, but he was featured on Quite Frankly last year. And Quite Frankly's on YouTube. I've been watching him for 10 years. He's pretty good.
So he what then who is she? What is she? Because
I
she wrote
don't
a book.
know. I saw the interview. I don't know where she came from, and I don't remember her name, but she just came out of nowhere.
Well, I know she came out of nowhere
Yeah.
about. Do you think she's a Mandela effect?
No, I think she's a scammer,
Right.
because she popped out of the woodwork right after Frank had the guy on his show. And he even talked about his court battle that he's going through to get the rights to it back.
Oh wow. Were you going to say something, Ricky?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something. But yeah. The thing with the TV is that I had saved. I have Spectrum, so I had saved 3 holiday movies. They're all Santa Claus 1, 2, and 3. And when I checked on them, the one had the cover in French, Pierre Noël. and then under it, it said Santa Claus in English. But the other two were both English. And then 2 minutes later, I checked back. It had a different cover, and it had French at the bottom, but it had Santa Claus on the cover in English. So I don't know how that happened in 2 minutes, but it happened.
No, it reversed it.
Yeah, it reversed it. But no
Interesting.
matter what, it was in a different language both times. But it just reversed it. So those are little supernatural things that I keep in mind, take a look at, and like, okay, that's weird. And
For
the field of dreams, if you build it, they will come. That's no longer a thing anymore.
No, it's not.
Okay.
is he will come. What they
Yeah,
say.
he will come. It was they will come.
If I sound any different, it's because I have to switch out my microphone for my charger.
Okay.
Okay.
So
how
there's
do
a
I
whole
sound?
bunch of them. You sound
Mhm.
fine.
Okay, cool.
There's a whole bunch of movie ones. There's a whole bunch of music ones. The music ones, they took the S's out of music. The music things. Like, and I think you would know this because you do karaoke. Like, is it she talks to Angel or angels?
It was angels.
Not any longer. If you listen to it, he says she talks to Angel.
Huh. That's crazy.
And the Sarah McLachlan one changed, took the S off of Angels. And then, what was it? There's another one. Oh, the Red Hot Chili Pepper one. City of Angels is not City of Angels, it's City of Angel.
Yeah, they've
But if you
turned
look,
things singular,
yeah, they turn things singular.
or they've well, who will save your souls instead of soul? With
Hmm.
Wait, they,
Levine, I think it was,
who will save your soul is Jewel.
or Jewel.
Yeah, it's Jewel. So now it's souls.
I think it is. Yeah, I think that's what it's changed to. Just like this could be heaven or
Yes.
this could be hell, and that changed. There's
They
a
just
there's
got
a
murdered.
there's
That's
a
all.
dude I've seen on my flipping through my Facebook feed, and he covers stuff. Like he's this black dude who's like covering them now, covering old ones. But like I just watched All Time. I think we talked about that last night.
Yeah.
And he covered all the history changes and half the crap I didn't even know.
Hmm.
Well,
So-
Mud, we talked about the history changes with the Spanish flu.
Yeah.
They
What's changed
that?
the date. They changed the date of the Spanish flu. Like, if you look it up, it now happened in the 1920s, and it didn't.
What?
It happened before
Yeah.
the 1920s.
No, I thought that was like in the 1500s or something.
No, it
No,
was.
you're thinking bubonic plague.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about what hit here in the early 1900s, and I remember the gravestones of the babies and the dates.
And it was earlier. My grandmother was born in 1910. So it was her, when she was born, it was like the end of the Spanish flu.
Mm-hmm.
But they're saying that it actually, and I wouldn't know this stuff if my grandparents didn't talk, or my grandmother didn't talk to me, my parents didn't talk to me and tell me these things.
Right.
Because now you can't find it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Spanish flu actually happened before 1920, ended way before 1920.
So was it an 1800 thing, early 1900 thing?
1910.
Okay.
Yeah, around 1910. But they're saying it started like it went on to the 1920s.
Well, you see the baby's deaths range from 1910, 1909 to 1912. My grandmother was born in 1911. And the babies in the graveyard where my grandfather's buried, there's one little section that's just for the babies of that time, and all of them have the dates between 1909 and 1912.
So this is a repetitive thing, like we were talking about last night. It's the
Yeah, it
same
just get
repetitive cycle on
Yeah.
Earth.
yeah.
Every
But they
time,
changed
every
the
time we're
dates are
about,
changing, so we can't predict what the next thing is going to be.
yeah,
So if you go in like I'm gonna pull out that C word, the C19 word. So the C19, we've already been there, done that. So if if we can trace stuff back, then we can figure out when it's going to happen or they're going to pull it on us again. But if they change the dates, it skews the timing of the loop. So
Okay.
when you're looking at the loop or the cycle, you have to know precisely or within a 4-year period of when it's going to happen. And a lot of that comes from history. So if you look at, like, for example, like the abolishment of slavery happened in the 1400s and then happened again in the 1800s in the United States. If the dates change, then the cycle, the people that are looking for the cycle, and when something's like that's going to happen again, it can get skewed.
Mhm.
So you have to go on what you've already learned. Like if I was talking with someone about the stock market crashing in 1929, and that is on the precise year of the 30-year cycle. But
Well, it had happened in like was it around 2008 or 2007? Didn't it happen slightly again? We had a crash.
right,
that
but
was the savings and loan.
that was, well, it was a crash though. It was
Yeah.
a market crash. But at the same time, if you don't know it happened previously or when it happened previously, it's hard to predict when it's going to happen again. And if they change the dates, so no longer the stock market crash in 1929, it crashed before 1929. But I remember specifically learning in school 1929. I have the dates in my head. So, and I'm confident of those dates, and so are other people. So if you talk to people and you're like, okay, when was the Spanish flu? And they're like around 1910-ish, 11-ish, and you look it up and no, it was in 1920s. No, it wasn't in the 1920s because my grandmother didn't live through the Spanish. Like she didn't go through. She was born at the end of it, towards the end of it. So it was like, you know, if I gotta just shout out real quick, if you're looking for anything that's music related to changes with the Mandela effect, Crunchy B is really good at that. So sub to his channel. He doesn't go through them all the time, but Crunch, I think people would be interested in learning about that again. Um, so you could talk to Crunchy about that, changes in music and stuff. He's really knowledgeable about that. And I want to say hi to Prelim, who just popped in. Hey, Prelim. But yeah, it's real. They've changed the dates of history. So if you didn't learn the dates of history as a kid, if you didn't have people, elders passing that knowledge down, then you're
Right.
kind of screwed.
Mhm.
So in my prediction, 2046 will be the next thing. It'll be the next big change. It'll be the next big thing, 46 to 48. I know that because I've traced the loop back to 1452. If I didn't trace that back, I wouldn't know. But if I went on dates that they're giving me, it would have been skewed. So I went
So
off the dates that I know.
what do you think the solutions are at this point? Because
The
we've
solution
we've
to it?
identified, well, we've collectively identified through a lot of the channels the problem, because the Mandela effect's real. All history's changed. And the people that are being born into this are getting a completely different reality to the one that we were raised in. So the I mean, you can't. It's like if we were born into the yellow orange sun, whether you think it was yellow or orange, I don't know. I mean, like it was oranges to me or yellowish to me. But there was a point where it became a white ball. So if you tell people, oh yeah, the sun was orange, they're gonna go, no, it's always been white.
No, I remember the year it turned too, because I noticed
What
it.
year was it? Around 2000, like 8 or 9 or 10 or
I
13?
noticed it in 2014.
I thought it was around that time
Yeah,
between 2000 like
it was in November.
2008, well 2010 and 2013.
Yeah, I noticed it because I'm a sky watcher, and I was watching some chemtrails being sprayed over where I was living in North Carolina, and I noticed that that was the first time I was looking at the sky that I had to really shield my eyes from the sun because it wasn't yellow anymore; it was bright white. And then I
Right.
got back to Florida, and it seemed more intense.
Right.
And it is hotter
Yeah,
than it used to be, and it is more intense as far as light goes. Um, Talking about, I'm a night owl. I sleep during the day. I've slept during the day since I was a kid. And yes, I still had to go to school, but I usually slept in school. But truth be truth, right? So, um, so I've always stayed up until the sun comes up. It's my biorhythmic crap. It's just how I am. It's how I'm made. So I can usually fall asleep, or used to be able to fall asleep when the sun was coming up. Now I can't. Now it's too bright. And that's when I noticed it.
Hmm.
So I noticed it when all of a sudden, like, I'm like, why can't I fall asleep? Well, because it's too bright in the room. Why is it too bright in the room? Because I fall asleep any other time. I could fall asleep when it was yellow sun. So the solution, you asked me about solution, Dave. I think number one solution, and I'm going to piss some people off with this, and I'm sorry that to do that, but I think number one is homeschooling.
yeah, I agree.
I think
Homeschooling
that's
and homesteading.
homeschooling and homesteading is number one.
Because, go ahead.
Number two, I think is not drowned in it. We still have our life to live.
Yes.
You understand? Bills still have to be paid. Money still has to be made. Everything still has to go. You still have to live your life. You still have to have adventures and stuff like that. You cannot let this impede your life. You'll get sucked into it, and once you're sucked into it, you might become unhappy, and it might drag your spirit down. The other solution I suggest is talk to the younger generation. Tell them stories. We are a wealth of information to them.
Tell your kids and your grandkids.
Well, not
Mhm.
even some people don't have kids. I don't have kids, but I have nieces and nephews, and I was clapping at and yelling at my nephew one time, and I was like, "You wait and watch. In 2046, you're gonna understand what the hell I mean." And he looked at me, and I looked at him. I was like, "You don't think?" And this was about C-19. I was like, "You don't think they've done this before?" And
Yep.
I listed off all the times they've done it before, and I was like, "It's an experiment, and it always will be an experiment." And after I stopped getting into like being a little over, a little much, a lot. He sat back and he was like, "Thank you for letting me know." So there are some younger people out there that
Yeah.
are willing to listen, but you can't tell them that their reality isn't their reality because that's their reality. But you can tell them stories, right? You
Right.
could say, "Oh, when my grandmother was younger, or when mom and dad were younger, you and your grandma and grandpa were younger, whatever, or when I was younger, and this used to be this way," because they can't refute that. They weren't there.
Yeah.
That's you know what I'm saying? So they can't say, "Oh no, it wasn't." Well, how do you know? Because you weren't there.
Right.
I would lived it, right?
Yeah.
But it's still passing on knowledge. Because think about the things that we've learned from our elders and that stuck. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
whether it's like someone that you're training, in martial arts or someone that you're working with, just tell them a story because they would, make it a little funny and be like, yo, when I was a kid, I used to draw the sun yellow because that's what the fuck it used to be. But
That's
now it's
funny.
white.
Yeah.
And don't go into what makes it that way because that's when you lose them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you just give them enough information that if they're curious enough, they'll eventually research it for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Start digging.
what?
Good.
Yeah, they'll
What you
I was
start
were
gonna say,
digging.
saying.
I was gonna say for sure they start digging on it. I know
Yeah.
I've been trying to do something like that. Like I had my kid's great uncle come on my show and tell stories, and I had like my mom come on and tell stories. Like I'm trying to get people older people to come on my show and like just tell stories because it's like that way we can go back and go, oh look, here's
Yeah.
it's documented. As long as I don't lose all my channels across all the boards, and I got it in a bunch of places, so hopefully it'll be somewhere. But that's been one of my goals is trying to get some like stuff like that because like look back and go, man, I wish I'd done this. Like I wish I gotten like story from my grandfather and my mom's dad and my mom's mom and stuff like that. And it's um so if
The
you have a
best thing,
chance to record to these people, it'd be good.
yeah, the best thing we can do is to start writing it down.
And, well, no, the Mandela effect changes the writing. It has to be through word. It changes the writings. That's why there's so many Bible changes.
Wow.
Whatever you write down can change. So it's not so much through writing, it's through word of mouth and a curiosity that you pique.
Yeah.
So you pique the curiosity, like be like, hey, how about this? Like, you know, when I was younger, they did this or they did that. And can you believe they would do that? Like, why would you think, you know, like if you're talking about the sea thing, hey, remember, like in 1960s they did this experiment, go check it out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't that seem like a little weird? Why
Oh,
would
it
they do
goes
that?
back. It goes back. You said you traced it back to the 1400s.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one of the portraits of Queen Elizabeth the First. You see her holding what looks like a snake. And if you zoom in and really look at it, it's not a snake, it's a tube. They used to drag these carts with something foul in the cart covered up tightly with these tubes coming out in the back. And they would drag them through the streets of the peasants to lower the population.
Yeah. And they said it was to vaccinate them.
Yeah.
So it was like, so you could say something like that, hey, like look at that, and just pique their interest, whatever their interests are. Like
Yeah.
you can pretty much pull it to any. We know it happens throughout every facet, and we talked about that, David, where it's like in every facet of our reality, right? So it can be like, yeah, I remember when it used to say, Luke, I am your father. Don't you think that would sound better? Don't you think that was and you just pique their interest. So they get to, well, why is it no, I am your father now. Like whatever they're interested in. You know what I
Right.
mean? Whatever
Mhm.
piques them up. I think that's the main solution is to just pique the younger generation's interest. And although there's a lot of logo changes and a lot of different changes and stuff like that in commercialized, there's a lot in the personal aspect too. So you have to keep that in mind too, that it is happening through the whole reality, not just one facet of reality. So you could be like, hey, like, why are all these, like for Mud Rabbit's example, like, why are all these kids buried in 1906 and 1908? Like, that's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, I wonder what happened back then. And
Mhm.
then tell them the story, right?
Right.
Back then there was a Spanish flu. If they look and say, no, it came up in the 1920s, be like, well, why would it say 1906? Pique their interest, but don't shatter their reality. Do
For
not
sure.
do that.
Right.
And
I
I
mean,
think
Golden,
that's a solution.
golden.
Thanks
So I'm
again
gonna have to,
for
I'm
your
gonna have to get off
paradise,
here,
Michael.
y'all.
All right, Ricky, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, no
cool,
problem.
Ricky. You have a
Glad,
good
I
night,
glad to
man.
be here.
appreciate it.
Have a good night.
Y'all too.
Ricky,
Y'all take
you're
care.
on Sunday, right?
Yeah, Sunday at 7 Central Time. We're going to do some stories about the dark side of Disney.
Oh,
Oh, the dark side. Well, you know all the Mandela effects with Disney, right?
I know, yeah, some of those, and then we got like some of the stuff like like the haunted mansion ride where people are throwing their loved ones' ashes in it and stuff like that. We'll tell stories about
Oh,
that too.
hell no.
You haven't heard
Hell
that?
no. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, people. Yeah, they got. I forget what it is called. What is it called? I forget. I don't know. My brain is shut down. But
The
there's
Haunted
there's
Mansion ride?
yeah, the haunted mansion ride, and they'll turn around, and so yeah, you if you ride that ride, you might be, and you get some dust and you throw in your face. It might be somebody's grandma or something.
It was good being on side, but I'm gonna jump off too.
All
I'm
right.
gonna talk to a friend about some shit. But peace out. It was good being
Peace
on
out, dude.
as always, and
Peace and chicken grease.
yep.
we'll keep
Have a
pushing
good
Hold
through
up.
this
night.
I
weirdness.
haven't heard that in forever.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Good
All right.
talking to you guys.
Yeah,
Good
no
talking to
doubt.
you too.
But yeah, it's all kinds of crazy stuff like that. And I know my friend James, he'll be on there with me, and I'll have a special guest. Um, Ray of the Radical Truth will be on there, and should be fun. It'll be 2 hours, 7 to 9 Central Time. So
Cool. I have to stop by.
yeah, yeah, come on by.
Mm.
So we got a good chat and a good group of people talking, and it's always a good time.
All right,
But
Ricky. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it.
yeah, no problem. Y'all take care.
You too.
Good
I could
talking to
use
you.
that pizza.
All right. He probably ate it all.
Okay, I only ate 3 slices. I got it for I have leftovers. I'll eat it tomorrow.
Cold pizza for breakfast.
That's it. That's it. All right, y'all take care.
You
You
too,
too.
Ricky. All right, Mud. Well, we've been on for 3 hours and 12 minutes, girl.
Oh, wow. Time flies.
That's it. Time flies. I will try videos next time, but you never know when you're working live with technology. You know what I'm saying?
Got to work the bugs out.
All right, so I think we're going to wrap this up.
Everybody have a good night.
Good. Have a good night. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, because I am the queen of pop ups.
There we go.
So, there we go. Everybody have a good night. Stay safe and have fun. Good night, y'all.
Good night.